awkward.
Wow,
Yeah,
the timing's so good for
to see it.
Omen.
Wait.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you might love to see it. I don't know. This is just gone completely topsy-turvy. Gorgeous flash. Jorgamo's being a nuisance.
Wait, there's another
Time's
flank.
being bought, and look at Valen joining in.
Oh my
It ain't a one-man
god.
fight anymore. They have no idea about this additional body, and Valen can just hold this down. But they still have to control the site.
That Omen
which
is
they
going
might be
so...
doing here. Hold
What?
on, it's a 1v1, but the defuse is a problem.
Not planning for him.
Bianca is going to sit this. He's not going to get off this one, surely. Not actually does. He has to.
Yeah, I think it's fine
Read
to
it
get
so
off because he
well.
knows he's
Valen
low.
had to rush back towards
What a
site.
good
They
eco.
keep it in check with the second
How
round,
the
but hey, this
fuck?
is G2.
Yeah,
That's a rude awakening right there.
Look, Trace losing 4 players on that round is kind of crazy. The fact they only got 1-for-1 on that initial site hit, G2 then sort of switching up those players, right? Jogamo initially taking the fight up against Low
It was a
King
really good eco
in
for G2.
Waterfall, only to then have him go over into the site with some really nice mid-round or post-plant decision-making from G2 that genuinely gave them a chance there in the eco.
I just think for Trace, you got to get real tight on some of those opportunities, giving those options over to G2.
That keyboard looks sick.
Absolute mountains out of molehills there. You can't afford it. And that was up against Classics, maybe a Ghost at most. We go back in here.
A fight from Trace.
For Trace, and of course G2 now.
And
with a nice purchase
G2
to
react
come up with.
C.
Yeah, G2's prep will have told them that Trace leaves C-Site very
Viper
late.
lurk
Usually
B.
it's just the Viper or Kai on the Vise hanging out here. Hey, hold on. There's
Good
Clover
stall from
underneath
Viper.
them. He's not fooled by that.
Stop the hit.
Dirk is not in this one. There's no problems. We're all good.
Yeah, no
French is
clones.
going farming, but an early opportunity kind of pressure.
What keyword am I on? I'm on the
Yeah, I
Wooting.
think it's important though that G2 do this early conditioning in the
I
half
liking
that
the new
they're gonna
scoreboard
show
UI.
Full-on C aggros
This
because Trace so
UI?
often will be full fighting over towards that Rebel space. Then you put a pause in the mid round, you re-clear into Rebel, and
I think it's
all of a sudden,
fine. They just need to
Trace
make the
feels
ults more
comfortable
obvious.
around their information. They don't really have that hold right
I think the
now
ult
or
should glow yellow
any real
instead of
space
glow
on that
white
Rebel side.
outline.
Yeah, just need to start clearing some question marks. You can see the flash coming in through B, maybe just trying to get the info, but we can see where this is.
Wait, do you
likely
notice
heading.
this? Is this for regen shields?
Meticulous in approach, still
You see the
holding that
difference?
default for quite some time.
One is a
About 3
diamond, one is a,
seconds.
like,
Tree pressure
I
and
don't
tree
know.
control gathered.
Like a
And it's
square,
gonna
I
be-
guess? I don't
There's
know.
no situation that Bianca is going to stick around too close on site. He's got a ghost. It's time to
I just
pull away
noticed
from
that.
this.
It's for
Let them get
regen
the plant and
shield.
Play retake.
30
We'll
seconds
see even
left.
how committed they go into the retake, whether or not they try to deny some ult orbs or something like this. Bianca
What?
is actually going to find the ghost shot.
He planted
Hold
open.
on now, because Trace have 4 players ready to go.
And that's Trent gone from a post plant as well.
Good
we know what
paranoia.
Latero can do,
Good
but
counter
already you can see
paranoia.
that pressure mounting. Almost
Nice
that
shot, Jaw.
quick retake coming in, but they get stopped at the gates. Heybei going down makes this trickier, but an
flank.
opportunity made out of nothing. Still need to chip
Oh,
away at the
Breach
last
is
three if they
wrapping.
really want to make a go at this
What?
moment. Does well, expects the counter swing, but it's Leaf.
Leaf, that was a
holding
huge
that
kill.
back line, taking away Kai, pretty much tips this
Wow,
completely
Leaf got
into their
away.
hands. This would have to be monstrous from Feng Feng. I don't think it's going to happen.
Wow.
It's not G2.
That was a good round for
Just
Trace now.
about
Good
get
round from
across the finish
Trace.
line there. Very close.
Heybei
These
got
rounds are
penalized for
really
boosting his
tight, though.
girlfriend.
Even with bad buys for these two teams. Giving you a little preview.
What do you mean, like in
How
ranked?
intense these rounds could end up playing. We'll see this again from Young K's perspective. The sole side anchor. Good for one there. But really, this sets up for a very interesting round.
Like Riot
four
got mad at him for
because
boosting his girlfriend in
everyone on the
ranked?
server is 1 or 2 points away from the ultimate.
He got docked 1
I think
month
those
pay.
early
Oh, his
orbs are
org?
really important.
His girlfriend was 1 in
Warming
17.
in. It's a long road ahead of them here.
Now, Valen's one of the cooler
That's kinda
IGL
funny.
heads out there. Keeping it calm for G2.
Gonna need that as well. There's something you want to be seeing, keeping that composure. Very early Rubble.
His org find him, not even
Such
Riot?
high
That's fucking
expectations for
hilarious.
G2 coming into the tournament. You know, we're in the last 3 finals, lost the first 2, finally win kickoff, finally have those huge expectations. For now, can just bait out this wall as they again show that early presence towards C.
This feels like consistent conditioning, but Kai's
This
got
is
himself a
a
little
full
bit of a
buy,
pocket
but
to
it's
play
not
from here.
great. Uh-oh.
I do want to see
They're
him be
in.
very diligent and clearing towards site. He's
Ooh.
tried to make something of it. It didn't really go well. Now the
Oh,
follow-up is
Heybei.
there for Heybei, but this still feels a bit brawly to me. I'm looking at the rest of the map, and everyone now having to rotate
That was the
over.
big
We're
one
seeing
right
them get
there.
control.
That was the big
C-side
one.
now under the G2 banner. I don't see much pressure
Raze has
coming back
nade for the
in. They're still looking
plants.
to have a fight on
No, he
this, and
doesn't.
they
He
do
has his
have the
rocket,
ult
though.
there as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Trace need to find some kind of a pick, but also the spike hasn't been
G2
planted,
holding.
so G2 are going to have to walk into some of these angles. They have no flashes left on Jonah.
Rockets waterfall?
Maybe waiting for the refresh of a fault line, something like this.
Oh no, backside. They don't know if it's clear.
They don't even feel like they have control of the site right now using the blast of their
They know both of them now.
Valen there just going to be in.
Oh, he actually hit him in the head.
It's going to be a little bit of chip. Decent amount of chip, but still no
Save.
kill, and it's
This is
unconfirmed
save.
damage, so it's not going to be enough for them to really want to
Hit
spring.
him as the best Phantom skin. I said it. Ooh, that's gonna get some mixed
I think you're pulling a
reviews.
save on this.
Yeah, especially like Feng Feng Hayes got the regen.
I think
shield
it's
going in on that one too. So even though
Hated on
more,
more than deserved.
totally fine to go ahead and save that and go into the next round. Although that said, one thing that G2 will do is if they notice that the teams they're playing against are buying a lot of
It's
light
more hate than it
shields or
deserves.
regen shields, Leaf will just buy an Outlaw. And it doesn't matter what agent he's playing, it doesn't matter if he's on attack or if he's on defense, like, that guy's just an Outlaw demon. And something you have to keep in mind if you're trying to play this econ game where you have a lot more buy rounds but are never opting into the heavy.
I think it's a 2-0. Early days.
For G2, that's got to feel good. 4 standing, a clean round for them, kind of getting past that C puzzle as well, not getting too phased by it, even with all the Viper utility on it and then kind of the Vice playing on it. They still made it through. So that's a pretty big tick in the box, I'd say, going into the rest of this game.
100%. And G2, they're sort of they're set up well as
He's
we
scratching his head after Trace lost a round.
Timeout here. G2 are set up well
Timeout?
in this matchup versus
Early.
Trace because they're playing the Yoru on Lotus, which is not something a lot of teams do, but the Yoru clone just bullies the Vice utility that Kai is going to be setting up towards C. And if you watch Trace play
This
this
just
map
mirror a lot of the
over
people
in the
not
Chinese scene,
watching
like, Kai is set up on C
VCT
pretty much
Bangkok.
every
It's
single
definitely a tough
round
time
for them.
zone.
So G2 by opening up strong
For
in the
America,
C-side
it's
map,
cooked.
throwing out a Yoru clone, even if
I
they
think
don't
for
fix
everyone
it,
else,
they
it's
can just
fine.
eat up those walls all the
For
time.
EU
It even
and
speaks kind of to the
Asia,
bigger picture of
it's
Valorant
fine.
in general at the moment, that Yoru just feels like a must-have. It just feels like
But-
there's so many answers across the board.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
a
how
little bit
is
worried
the
if I
viewership?
don't
Let's
see
see.
further adaptation down the line, maybe in the next maps coming out from Trace, because they've had a little bit of time off here. I'd like to
Yeah,
see
I don't
them
think
coming
viewership
fresh
is that
and
great,
up-to-date
but
with the
I don't
meta
know.
As well. Like, at least we're still seeing Vice in here. Like, we're seeing some
Right.
parts of it, but I still would like to see
I don't
that
think it's good.
step up through.
I have.
Right? 'Cause
I mean,
otherwise I
I'm
get a
not.
little
I don't want to base it
nervous.
only off of
'Cause the main
myself,
thing was
but
with China playing so much
I have
earlier than
about
the other
30K
regions,
viewers right
they were
now,
really
and I
quick
was
to adopt the
getting
Taeho, but
that,
we have
if
seen
not more,
EDG,
for
they
the
had
Americas
time and they
matches in the
implemented
regular
Taeho, So
season.
it's certainly a possibility that we get it moving forward. Although Abyss Pearl maybe not the
I don't
most
know.
Taeho-heavy maps to prove it. Lotus would have really been the chance to show that if they had.
It's
put
probably
in
this
work.
time zone thing.
Nice. But the other thing that would have been nice would be a decent buy, which sadly for Trace they're not getting here. We do have at least Fang Fang still sitting towards the Phantom, still has the ult there, still has a little bit to play with. Lau King as well, going to have the Vandal, so there's a little bit
Yeah,
of
I think for
punch
some
to
of
this.
the
I'd like to
Sentinels
see them
games
try
we
and
got
be
like, I don't know
proactive
what we got for
You've
Sentinels
got a round where you're going to be trying to play
here.
around these hero
I
rifles,
haven't been
the
keeping track
remains
of my
that
viewers.
previous round. Let's see
I
if we can
tried- I
bring it
try
in, but already it looks like G2 was expecting this
not
after
to
the
look,
timeout. Very deep default.
so
I like
much
this
because
though
it's
from
not
Trace
good
because
to
they
be
showed the
obsessed
extra
with it.
presence towards A, but very quickly Fong Fong and Lokang moved over into front B, looking to trap into
All right,
Sand.
what is
Now,
this?
Unfortunately, G2
This is
read
eco for
that
Trace.
like a book, so they're now going into the very absent A site.
Yeah, and you're going to get a little spot here. Jorgamo's
What the
find a
fuck?
corner to play. What on earth? Jorgamo.
What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know how
Where'd
you're
the
getting
flash
away
go?
with that. I really don't. Jor just gets away with daylight robbery to keep his life on 40 HP. But
What just
now,
happened there?
Trace can
I
now
don't
start
even know.
flooding over here. They can put bodies on the side. This
Oh,
cross is
wait,
not
the
secure.
smoke
It
is
is
good.
certainly not safe. It's going to be punished already. A 2-for-1 trade
Hi.
out. Kai absolutely unleashing from the back of the site. A 2v3, and Trent now has to try and make his way over. Stunning from Trace. And a bit of a fumble.
What a
it felt
weird round
Jorg
from
there.
G2.
Yeah, honestly, like that entry sort of collapsed.
Yeah,
John has to
I don't
go
know what
out without really
happens.
creating any space for the team. And then Trace just boxed G2 up in tree. They're ready to come
Yeah, they
out
got
through
stuck.
Link. They've got players bunkering
That was
down
off Trace
on
pause,
site
too.
and even committing the fatal to it. Even with Sheriff's in hand, it doesn't matter. They're winning the round.
Whoa, the Deagle skin.
It's just the quick calls coming in too, right? That smoke comes down, so
Yeah.
how are G2 getting out of there? They've sort of lost the
Fuck it
Yoru.
on
He's
a little
way in the
bit.
back line now. It's
Uh-oh.
very awkward for them. You can see G2
Thief was
are
not happy about
thrilled
that.
with what just went down.
That's a rough one to lose.
Walk
That's a
B?
confidence builder here for Trace going forward. This looks like a very
he's
explosive
dead.
piece towards that B site. I don't think you're getting out of this
Team
alive. Wait,
flash.
they managed to hold it in the door.
Oh, it's okay.
Jorgamo, though, from the back line, going to take away two. This is
Oh, no,
his
he
side
flashed him.
already. Maybe a third.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a third. He's going to make up for the last round by basically getting you another.
Ace.
Jorgamo is ripping
Ace.
them to shreds.
Ace.
One away from the ace. And a stark
getting his
reminder of
ults
what
back.
that man can do.
No,
The
they're getting
stars
the
don't
breach
even
ult
need to
instead.
align. He can make it all himself. And then
Oh,
it's a
I found him,
formality
guys.
at the end.
Guys, he's in
Maybe
spawn.
you're going to pull off a miracle here? Prove me
That
wrong.
was sick.
I'll tell you what, it is nice to see
What
Jog back
a
on
what a
the
call
big
to
stage.
make after that round,
The
huh?
Low King was
Oh, he's
so
dead.
much to do
Yeah, he's
against
got
him.
the-
Trent's got his
Yeah.
number right on the side. That'll tie
Bad.
things back up for G2.
Wait, G2 are
Wow, give
buying
me
a
that
lot of
again.
regen
Give
shields.
me that again.
It was so nice
he's
as
weapon his
well, right?
lens.
Because
Oh,
you've
Tracer
got,
fucked.
you know, the
Spinning off his
jumping in,
glasses.
going down with a, what was there, a judge trying to run him down in Jonah P's
Look
hands,
at
then
that.
the double flash, Jaws behind it. By the way, Jaw then, with a paranoia
Wow.
going up towards heaven and the ultimate going into Link, takes the fight into Waterfall. Then as soon as Link opens up, he's flashing in there because he
Easy.
knows that A player is going to be flooding in.
He's laughing.
You love
Trent's
to see
laughing.
that. That's That's a bit of magic from the man, but it's broken the money of Trace, and it feels like they get scrappier in these rounds and take higher risks, which is fine. This is rough. Actually, it's Valorant to go down. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. This positioning
Wow,
is
Giacomo got
wild. They have
out.
to
That was
evacuate.
really
They have
good.
to pull the cord on that. That felt too threatening over towards Rubble. They had to pull away. Maybe to hold this default a second longer, try and cool down the Jets.
This is like a half buy.
Yeah, a bit of a mess there. I think Valen got caught by the C's and the nade combo. Just trying
I
to
like the Euro
cleanse
pick
out
over
into
Rage. I
the
think
open.
Euro's really good in the
But
meta
now,
right now.
because Tracer
Everyone's
is
playing
so
Vice, and I feel like it's a
towards
good
C,
counter for
expecting
Vice.
G2 to move over
It's
there.
mainly because of the wall, right?
So
But also
Bianca's
just
gonna
Euro's
step
kit's
forward
insane.
to front B. It's
I think if you can play Euro, you should.
Somehow he's
Oh
winning
my
that
god,
fight
he's with
after the
that.
spike and spawn.
Uh-oh. Trent. And hold on, he didn't get stunned here. Giacomo actually has more of a fair fight than he would have wanted. This is really messy. What is going on here? Trace being super
What the
slippery
fuck?
about this, and he has to get out of dodge. It's a bit of a ruse because they're still
Wait, they
heading
heard him-
towards A. The
they
bulk
heard
of
him
G2
TP to C,
is still
right?
working, and somehow it feels like they've
But they rotated off of
accidentally
that.
tripped
He
into
made
the
them
right
rotate.
outcome.
Yeah, G2, they want to buy some time, I think, for Jaw to rotate back over, but
And look at this
pit going
Viper roll.
down.
This is
Jonah
I never
keep
seen
going
this.
right up in the front of it, too.
Oh. Reveal.
Oh,
baby. Jonah P gonna get the
Wow.
wind knocked out of him on that. Giacomo is now making it back towards this A site. They're not taking any
playing
chances on this.
close,
Ult gonna come on, but it's still gonna be Leaf. He's got the shorty, and he's
Wow.
ready for it. Noting Kai on the way through, gets a reload.
gun's coming back
steps a little
soon.
further back. Leaf is playing this really
Wow, he
well,
got
but he
timing
does
on the
get found.
flank.
It's all on Jaw. And
he
again,
plan it for him?
it feels like almost an impossible situation, and they're running ults here.
Oh my god, imagine you got
was
past
so
the guy
ready.
con.
Trace in
Imagine
these
you got
rounds
past.
are scrappy, and it
Wait,
works
these rounds
for them.
are weird.
I can't believe we're seeing this now back to back. I mean, Trent having an absolute stinker
Viper ults
of
in
a
a
round
1v3?
there. Giacomo on the
I
other
thought it was
side of the map.
fine. They're on
This
eco.
feels really out of sorts for the G2
I thought it was
expected.
fine. Personally, I thought it was
here you
fine.
see
Oh,
it,
man.
right?
1v3
Teleporting
and,
directly
they're on
into the
eco with
season eight.
pistols and
G2 hadn't
shit.
shown that fast of a look towards Rubble, so he thought he could get away with it. But then here in mid, what's going on with that? You hear the pit go
'Cause I
down
feel like-
downstairs, so you're expecting the aggro
No.
against a
Yeah,
team
we're on
that's
eco.
down
I
in
think it's
numbers.
good, but
Trace just sort of had G2's number there. Even the
That
shorty
omen
coming
smoke?
out at the end was nice, but he gets
I feel like
taken
Viper
down,
ult is
then
like
there's
a lot
paranoia
more
making it
better.
impossible for Jaw to play the round.
a lot more better.
This
I
is
feel like
kind
Viper
of
ult's a
what
lot
I
better.
wanted
but-
out of this game, though, because we do have a timeout now coming for G2, right?
Because it
We've got a
creates so
super
much
scrappy
space around the
Trace.
bomb, right?
Now they're willing to get kind of dirty in these rounds. They're willing to
Like
take,
once you
take these
tap, he
aggressive
starts
fights. They're
spamming,
willing
he has to
scrap,
walk into the
almost
ults.
over-rotate at times, like really take the bait
Yeah,
almost, and
I
it's
don't know.
working.
I thought it
love
was fine,
that.
but maybe
I'd like to see them
maybe
find
they could have saved
stability in a
it.
gun round or two, because it feels like, hey, let's pick up the pace. Now we've got Sheriffs. Let's go for these
Yeah.
crazier fights. I'd love to see them find some stability. I'm a little surprised at G2 being as volatile as they are. We've seen, a bailout round from Jorg, right? That's great. That
Sure.
gets you,
Whose
that gets you
pause
full
is
kills.
this?
We love one of those.
You too, okay.
But beyond that, did they look this stable in your mind? This wasn't a high map in their veto, right? I think they played it once.
Yeah, they played it up against
Darken?
a
Nine or
and
something, right?
It looks really good then,
It
to
did.
be fair.
But it's certainly not high up in their veto. This is opening up for that conversation that if Trace can find stability here, they've already forced a timeout of G2. Maybe we get a game. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe. I'm hoping. I'm praying.
When you're winning ecos like that,
Yeah,
you've
breach
got
ult.
that sort of surprise factor.
And
Honestly, when
Trace
I think about G2 as a
Omen
team,
ult.
I think they do much better in controlled round states, right? When they've got time for Valorant to sort of figure out what's going down. It's usually when teams are sort of blowing up the pace right from the get-go,
it's 5
they can
AM.
run into some trouble.
Okay, well, let's see what G2 can kind of do with the similar hand that Trace was dealt not too long ago. A broken purchase, Stingers coming out, a Guardian or two, and a
Depop
Sheriff.
again.
Kai needs to play this composed. He's got a lot of pressure on his
Good stun, but
Okay, full stun.
Yeah,
No problem.
yeah, it's all good.
Wow,
No
the
sweat.
stun
The wall
kill.
goes up. We've got control. There's no problems here. G2 not getting away with anything they want in this round.
The half buy for them just completely
Oh my
falls
God.
apart. The oldest trick in the book, half buy, so you force into the B site, and Trace were absolutely ready for it.
oh,
Actually, I think I really like how Trace have been sort of controlling with the early fights towards Rubble, being able to break Baby Door, go into Link, sort of move back and forth between the B and A sites. It's caused a lot of problems for G2, even on their bigger buy rounds.
Now, do they get a little bit of a read on this? It's gone real quiet on the rest of the map. Now there's going to be this explosive approach towards C again. High pressure,
What
high
a
tempo,
stun,
stunning,
man.
clear.
Come on.
G2 just shifted
That's
gears, showing some real
clinical.
pedigree on this one. Supplant's going to be in.
And Jonah P has the Rolling Thunder in the post plant. Trace have to sort of bait that out somehow, but I'm not sure they have the utility to do it outside of the paranoia.
This pivot to the C side was absolutely heaven sent for G2. It's still rough though, but it is that ult with
Hydro, I
Johnny,
think
right?
they're
That's
already
the
starting to ship
backbone to
out.
this round.
And Trent's just
Someone in
getting a
chat was saying it the
wrap
other
on
day.
site, playing off this perfectly.
Yeah, why not? But a very early investment of the ult, and now hold on. This may not go the way they wanted.
Oh
Leaf!
my god.
Stunning from him. 2 quick kills, and the ult in the end does find the impact they needed, and G2
blocked.
stabilize.
Beautiful, beautiful post plant coming through from G2. Again, a messy round at the start, but I think they've really
Trace
pinpointed that
needed
C
this
is
one.
going to
It
be
was,
the weakness for Trace
3v5, right? Or
They've been able
no?
to
Yeah.
get onto that side. It's
That was
not
a
been an issue.
3v5
I also think the C
off of
anchors
this
from Trace
double
have played it
entry.
the same way every round. They play back
And
and
the
then,
breach
and they
ults.
push up
Wow,
on
the
the top
satchel
side,
even hit
try
him.
to look down
Damn.
on you when you come through the wall. And G2 have been very successful at picking off that player.
And now for a team that we've kind of given the credit of being quite a thinking
Damn.
man's team at times, I want to see if Trace can adapt to that. Do they now start thinking about this? Do they have something in mind how they want to approach it? Because for G2, they can kind of set and paint the scene however they want. Early, we've got pressure. Hold on. This man gets a live.
Wait, he killed
no,
him
he does
blind?
not. G2 draw first blood. They take
Was Trent not
over
blind?
rubble control, and they've already put a problem
Did you
towards
see
that
him
A side.
before? Must saw him.
Tracer still in the area. 3 players ready to go with a delayed refight for them. Just putting up the wall right now to see if G2 overextend into that space. But G2, it's very rare they'll just get a pick and over-accelerate into you. And especially after, I think, what they remember.
Who's gassing with
pistol
Pensy?
round,
Ender.
that
I think he
second
saw
layer
him.
of fighting. I think G2 were almost waiting for Trace to play their hand or overplay it even.
And it's a very fair shout, right? That pause. You get a man advantage, just pause for a second, see if maybe Trace do try and get that pick back. It would be the death of them if they do. Now, I kind of like that they pushed out
Again,
towards
holding
Mound on the
G2.
C site. You've got an
Yeah.
early warning system there. Maybe it's a little tricky for Heybei, obviously, on the Viper, but that's fine. I don't mind it. But still, it allows them this security to keep 2 players on this A site at least.
But you think about it, it's when those individual players from Trace have pushed forward, whether that was Bianca into front B or whatnot, they found success. Here, a little 1-2 punch setup.
He died for his drone, but his teammate got
Finding
2.
2 kills.
He's made something out of it.
He
It
died
ain't
to break
over
his
yet,
zone, literally.
But it's a long rotation for Heybei. The first on the site will be Bianca. He's going to get it at least.
Silent drop.
Yeah, they have no idea. Hold on,
planted.
hold on. He's close enough. Hold on, he's got
Oh.
a 1v2.
Wait,
Heybei,
who killed
have
him?
you got it
Was
in
that
you?
a flick? It was.
Have you got the capability to pull this one off? Trent, though, again in the post plant here.
Bay 1v2.
Down a little
50
low, but that's
HP on
fine.
Trent.
Leaf the one to really do the damage before.
Planet's 8th. Rockets?
First attempt made. Doesn't care. He's going to have to care. Yeah, that's going to fall
The
short. But
molly.
he's actually made this
Trent.
feel a little
Oh, he
doable.
tanked the
Trent was
molly
just
and
like, hell,
killed
I'll die
him?
for this one. No worries.
What?
Okay, all good.
That's
G2?
crazy for him to sit in the molly.
Do a little bit
You know
better
what?
here.
Nah.
I respect it.
Get
I
in there.
respect it. It takes
Nah,
some guts to
dude.
get up there and
Nah,
intentionally
he
dive to
tanked
the
the
molly to get the
molly.
timing on the defuse.
You saw him, right? Yeah.
Bless him. I mean, they are making G2 work for this. We are seeing that throughout, but I do have
Oh,
to
it was
give
Trent
credit
that
here
killed
to
him.
G2. That nice pause of the tempo
That's
reset, still
crazy,
effective trading
dude.
towards tree. Like they're managing these fires that
And he
keep
didn't back
breaking
up,
out over this.
Right?
It's
Every
also
any
G2
player would back
realizing
up
that
right
they're
there.
not
They're
just supposed
low.
to instantly fight into rubble. They wait out that Seize nade combo, then re-clear it. Do well with Low King, but once again, it'll be that same volley of utility sent by Trace. This time, though, on the light buy, Almo's getting right up in it.
Oh my god, these guys in a
Clearing
war
this so far.
zone.
He's got a pocket to play from. The Prowler gonna still no
Uh-oh.
attendance here, but it's Heybei on the other side playing further forward.
Oof, he
I
almost
thought
had
he had a
it.
shot on that one. Not
Yeah.
to be, Valen clears through diligently. Next in line, Kai. Hard to make the Sheriff's work here, and
Fun.
unfortunately the worst target to find out in the pack. So he has to respect
Wow,
this
good
and back away.
spam.
This is a solid.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep that going up in the post plant, but the early chip damage down. Feel a little bit confident. G2 played pretty heavily.
Like, just
site
good
in
job
these
of applying
post plants. A
pressure.
little bit different. Usually we see them fighting more aggressively.
So
This
much
time making sure
pressure.
there aren't gonna be any
And it's
flanks
planted for
coming in,
Mount.
anything like that. They know that Trace have shown quite a lot of flank looks domestically, and especially on the eco round, that could be coming in.
I'd quite like them to revisit that almost, kind of lean back a little heavier on trying to push
Wait,
those
Leaf
back lines
wanted to go
flee.
kill. He went to go
So
kill.
Sheriffs, and they're like, barely half HP, but he looks
Look
kind of
at them, they look-
stylish with what he's doing here.
Oh
Just
my
arming him
god,
up.
he just decided to go kill.
Oh, get some
He said
confidence
fuck the
builders.
post plant.
Work towards the ult. Pretty close.
You know, I don't
He's
know
gonna
if
find
Leaf
it,
is
isn't he?
lacking in confidence
Fair.
necessarily.
That's a fair point.
This guy was tearing it up in America. Is really the standout player for G2. Kinda
Is
stealing the
Down
show
Munching
a bit
Food or
from
talking? I think he's
Jogamo.
chewing
Obviously,
gum.
the hype was Jogamo's coming into G2. This is like the most stacked roster
Leaf's been popping
we've
off
ever
lately?
seen
What do you
on
mean
paper,
lately,
but
bro? Has Leaf ever
in
played
reality,
bad?
It has been Leaf, whether he's on the Viper, perma-locking in the chamber.
Like, realistically, has he ever had an
dominating
off
Got a
time?
couple ults starting to hit here as well. There's not too. I mean, you've got one away from Kai's there. You've got two
On
away
C9,
from
wasn't he
Funfunk,
still
but
playing
on the other
good?
side, you're looking at Trent having theirs. And I'm just kind of like waiting to see if they have something in mind with this for G2. I'm still waiting to see at least one good tail ult.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't feel like I've had many of those, but you know.
Wasn't he
I
playing
like this
duelist
stack.
on
I like the
C9? Or am
proactive
I?
approach towards B as well. This
it
may be the
chamber?
adjustment for this C lane that we've seen consistently coming out. A proactive and an aggressive Kai to kick things off. And with Trent gone,
AJ?
it does remove away a lot of that utility late round that G2 would have loved to have had.
I love how mobile Trace are here too. After they get the first pick, they're actually kind of abandoning the C site. Very happy to play retake with that. You look at the Nightfall, you look at the Vise ult. Sure, you can play that retake. Bolstering up that A defense, because Bianca on his own with the Odin, maybe not the
He's showing behind the wall.
best, but if you can play that sort of crossfire, that bait and switch setup with Fong Fong backstairs, you're going to be in a great spot.
Leaf is going looking.
Toxins going up.
I could see a world where Valen tries to get the ult online here too, just to blow up the
This
round.
is a mid round from Leaf, looks like. They all made it over too.
Come down, and the ult now primed Kai,
Spike planted.
waiting to instigate this retake.
You could even try to dodge the Visal with it.
And I love the
they're
deep
gonna
smoke
push.
coming down from Lau King as well, kind of creating that pressure through towards door. It kind of makes them fight forward, which they're willing to do. It's G2, they want a bit of aggression,
Wow.
but it's Leaf to try and draw the blood, but it's a 2-for-1 trade out. Trace have the
Oh,
numbers,
they're all dead.
and they have the round. They
Vice ult's
manipulated
nice on this
G2
map
from
as
start
well.
to end in this.
Because the sites
That
are
was
so
just
fucking
gorgeous.
small.
Had all the ults they needed to go in on that retake, or flooding in from
Similar
every
to
single
Haven, I would
lane into
say.
the site. G2 were not ready for that at all.
I'm impressed with Trace. I really am.
Genuinely. This was like defense side Lotus. They put up 5 already.
A good fight early,
Still
yeah.
one more left to play.
And this is G2. Can we just put in context here how good G2 have looked? They have looked outrageous.
They have.
creators. The new meta suiting them well, the map pool looking good. Yeah, they had their permaban, but that's fine. Everything else looked brilliant. I want to see them look dominant here. This was the best opportunity, though, for Trace, I would say. This Lotus map
For
pressure
sure.
5-6.
was always going to be there. This could completely change. But if anything, it's shown that they can draw blood on G2, but they have to keep it going. G2 now sitting at 6-5, still with the lead. Hebe under pressure
Classic
early, and
Omen
that
smoke
pressure is
TP.
coming fast.
Yeah, a little bit of a
This is
delayed
straight up C
stun
hit.
there with Valen's TP to see if they can
They
catch
ult.
that early aggro. Well played by Hebe to not overextend, but he's in a whole heap of
Oh, he's
trouble
in the
now.
open.
Certainly is. TP gets taken. Valen's in there.
Wow.
No idea. Perfect
He
pitch,
TP's in the
perfect
pocket
use
of the
ult.
tail
What
ult.
it
You
is,
see
I
that?
get it.
There's a
They're
pocket?
bringing back
Wait, what?
Trace. They don't care. They just barrel into
That was
the
a
site
cool-
and bring
that was
it
a
back
cool,
to a
that
2v2.
was a cool strat.
No right to do that, but somehow
G2's
make it
executes
happen.
are so good.
Now G2 want that plant. They want the time on their side. Some advantage. Leaf is prowling, patrolling in the ult himself. Bianca praying that some of this spray works. They're going to walk this. They're absolutely
Timing.
going to walk this.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was so close. Trent's the one to get it, and now just one man against the two. A brutal ultimate.
Oh.
Hello?
Wait, Leaf
What
might
are
have
we
got
up
too
to?
active right
He drops
there.
the pit. Suddenly this becomes so much more doable, and Trent left in a world of trouble. The cross ain't pretty, and this is now getting messy. This is looking like composure's
Evicted.
on the line. We've got the utility coming out, and the pressure is
Ooh.
there. Trent goes down. Unbelievable, but does he have the time? Yeah, he does.
got
it.
He
There's,
absolutely
right?
does. That is gonna
it's
look
close.
close,
It's
but I
so
swear
close.
to you, he's got this one.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. I lied. G2 just about getting away with it.
I thought I couldn't
Bloody
tell you.
hell.
That's funny though.
Unbelievable. He
That's
was on a
funny, though.
tear too, sprinting back towards spawn.
That was
Wins
funny.
the fight,
That
but
was
can't
funny.
secure the round. And I mean, look, this started out beautifully for G2, going for the fight in the back, but to win it like that.
I thought no, but once you said
Makes
for
you sit
sure,
on
I
the
was
edge
like,
of your
this
seat
must be
going into the second
incredibly
half.
close. Leaf kind of threw right there a little bit. He got too active. He's feeling himself, but that's okay. All right, halftime. Damn. Honestly.
rounds to play with here, but these were really volatile
13K
rounds,
subs.
right?
That's
These
fucking
were
awesome.
up
Thank you to
and
everyone
down
that
the
subbed or
whole way.
resubs
Especially
or
considering
gifted.
two of those
I
rounds,
appreciate
Trace
you guys.
Scholars were just on ecos.
Mucho
By
gracias.
Sheriff somehow
Here we go.
still winning out here.
G2 up
Trace
7-5.
now moving on to the attack side of things, but G2 can often be more deadly on the defense side than on the attack. We'll see how it starts because already G2 are ready to fight early into this A side.
Oh, that is indicative, isn't it? Look how deep that util goes. Jorg straight up, just
Okay. They throw some
towards
util
rubble
A
now.
with the Viper Orb.
just sitting towards this as long as he fancies.
That's the most clutch NA player of all time.
Let's see if he can get some shots through this one way. He's kind of sticking out in that area for now. Notice that Jonah P has rotated over on the B side. And
I think it's hard to
stunned
say.
in that opening volley. So if Trace
Definitely
try
been
to
playing
execute the
incredibly
scene, that could be
lately.
every single player stunned up and ready to fall to this high-low setup G2.
I feel
have
like there's,
Contact in on
I mean,
this,
I,
like-
even
There we
Leaf,
go.
for example,
they
on
were
his
real
team,
close on that smoke, and they do get to beat the utility. So managing to make it towards that C
Or
side.
even guys like
Haybay's punished
Les.
Jorg on the other side of the map.
well, I guess
Jorg
if-
was over there
yeah,
for a
I
long
guess it
old
depends.
time.
If you're talking about Americas,
Now, I don't think this is going to pull anyone away. They've had almost too much success towards this C site. There's that's done, and there's going to be almost a pre-take
Wow.
here. Leaf walks in, knocks down
Dude, the
the
game
door.
looks
The plant's in, but
just
what does that matter?
easy for
Haybe, the
Leaf.
last one to try and do
It just
anything, and he was
looks easy
noted
for
a
Leaf.
million miles away. Yeah, he took down Jorgamo, but you ain't going to get this round. Valen going to be sitting on this defuse.
Good
and
patience
he's
by
dealt
Trent.
with. Trent's there. G2 somehow make that look easy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Leaf is the player to watch in this event. Man is on an absolute
wanna lower
tear.
my
I think he's won
sense
16 and 7
now
right
that-
now on his opening map.
is low
And
sense
G2
supremacy?
know, right as soon as Haybe hit that door over towards A, look, they're down in numbers, but we have a 4v4 on site right
Try
now.
using Leaf
It's time
sense
to
for a
go,
day?
go,
I
go.
should.
And it worked
What
perfectly
is
for
it?
them.
It's really slow, no?
Yeah, this.
Aspas uses high.
Some elite
Aspas
Leaf
uses
just-
like
in
isn't
any of
it
these situations, you look so clean with it. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
0.4 at
Like,
800?
Valorant right now is just a mini game where it's trying to get timings through smokes as often as
You
possible.
can't hear them. The audio's fucked up.
Leaf's finding them right now.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
feel
pretty
so
fast.
good to
That's
pick up a
fast.
pistol in that fashion as
I'm gonna
well,
change
after
my
such a,
sense
like,
today. I don't
I don't
care.
wanna say
If I do end
muddy
up playing,
first
I'll
half, but
change
it
my
was
sense.
pretty like volatile, right?
I need
Very
to-
much
I need to
up in the air,
rebrand.
some messy-ish rounds coming down to get a nice clean start to things. Got to feel good. That should open up the gateway for a couple more rounds.
Here we
as
go.
well. We got the stingers out. We got
I'm
the,
due for it.
outlaws
I'm due
coming
for
out,
it.
Guardians, bits and bobs, and nothing invested.
I fear a
for Trace. So,
fence
hey, they
stiff won't
get
make you
one, get a
leave.
kill or two. Brilliant. I like the idea.
Oh.
Oh, look at this crunch. That's so
Maybe I don't wanna
well
be
made,
Leaf.
so well crafted. And it
Maybe
does
I wanna
put
be
Valen in
me.
a little bit of
Maybe
a
I wanna be
predicament, but that's
Tarek's
his spike, so they do
Leaf's
need to go
version
on
of
a
Tarek.
recovery mission, and Valen's got to play this right. He doesn't want to fall here. Could get overwhelmed.
Oh.
Doesn't. Keeps composed all the way through.
Seems like
Sadly,
they're
it feels
not on the
like
same page.
kind of a bit of a cursed chalice. I like this from Kai, though.
Yeah, Kai's the guy that could just blow this
That's
open.
gonna turn,
G2
watch.
have no idea
Yep.
he's on the way. Trent
Fucking
turning
do
around
it.
at the exact right time. You gotta be kidding me. And yeah, we're pushing through smokes, but at the end of the day, G2 just high rolling on luck there and taking down Trace, no
try.
problem.
Yeah, absolutely nat 20ing the whole way through. This is nice from G2. I like this already. Seeing what they're coming through with. There was a little bit of danger. 'Cause I want to talk about what Trace did with that nice crunch towards Waterfall there.
That's so nice.
There was
Valen
so
cleared the
much
season baited at the same
threat
time.
towards that,
Yeah.
which they were able to navigate nicely. Valen just impossible to pin down, super slippery towards CT, keeping them guessing, and that spike being dropped where it was just felt like that poison chalice. Whoever touched it just met that
I
end.
Just
fucking see
instantly
what
go
happened.
down. We're trying to throw smokes
fuck.
and whatever. It's not gonna work. Yeah. Trace now, though, they've got to bounce back into this round. Otherwise, it is falling apart. And importantly, with buying a few pistols there for Trace, they've got two.
The audio
players
is
on
still fucked up,
regen
I'm pretty
shields coming in.
sure.
There's an
The casters
outlaw
are way
that's
louder
stuck
than the
around, so
game.
I don't know if I love Trace forcing 5 rifles here instead of a Guardian Heavy.
It could be an issue. Let's
Oh,
see
they
if
have
it becomes
3
one.
lights.
That's yet
One
to
guy's
be
tagged.
decided.
2 lights and 1 guy's tagged
Right.
already.
Not ready yet. Good hit.
Not the one to get punished yet, but he knows that there's pressure now to the back line. Seeing that Util
Oh.
and Jorgamo just caught sleeping, they were way deeper than he expected.
Yeah.
That's the site open.
He got the shot on Feng Feng, but heavy armor only down to 10 HP. Now, this Ray's playing super aggressively up towards Heaven
10 HP. He's going for this on 10 HP.
and fully cleared out as well. I don't know.
I mean,
Wow.
I'll shut my mouth. I'll shut my goddamn mouth. I'm so sorry. Play where you want with your 10 HP. Get aggressive.
I wasn't familiar with his.
He was about to say he should back up.
And now we are. It is getting down to that kind of,
Blank.
End of the round. Valorant's position could still get the pressure going, but you can hear that clock ticking. Time is running low, and the 10
Bang is
HP
heating
demon
up.
is still striking. Valorant just
He heard
I think he's
him.
trying to
Bang heard
achieve
him.
maximum damage at this point if he can. Take away these rifles,
They know
because the
each
round
other.
isn't going to be really
Oh,
going
wow.
his way anymore. Bloody
Went
hell!
off ult too. That's actually
What
big.
on earth is that man made
That was
of?
bonus, but that was big.
Steal? I don't know. The bro's unkillable. He was on 10 HP for
Whole time,
Unkillable
for
demons?
Whole time. What on earth? Like, look at this.
Oh, that was even a refight after he'd been tagged. Getting the kill on Jog.
Just didn't care.
Ain't faker.
Fair play.
True.
I guess if you just hit the headshot, what does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, look at this guy, just light work for him. He's so cool under it. Okay, Trent's got all, any others nearby? Nothing massive here.
Yeah,
I mean,
just Feng Feng on the
yeah.
other side.
okay, nothing they can bank on straight away, but this is the round we want to be
There's
really
only one
focusing
Demon
on,
King.
right? The buy's coming out for both teams, looking in a much better position.
What the
Real
fuck?
quick tempo coming out.
Wait,
here
he's
too.
low-key feeling it.
Whoa.
Showing this ultimate, going for a refight.
Oh wait, is this good?
Okay, and they're trying to go for this one, but
Rift.
do they clear it diligently?
What?
Yeah, they do. Trent's on
Working
the case.
so well.
Quick double picks
got
up. That's
owned.
me. Feng Feng gone. That's Lao King gone. That's some big players removed from this. You've lost the ult. You've lost your smokes, kinda. You're left down with Kai, Hebe, and Bianca. This is not an easy round anymore.
Yeah, especially with Leaf taking that forward position on B. These players are boxed into the A site. You either have to walk into Jog with no HP.
Wow,
Yeah,
beautiful
not gonna
shot.
work. Or you walk into an Odin, or there's a flank coming in. There's just nothing you can do correctly.
This is well
in this
played by
round.
G2
It's all
this round,
falling
huh?
to pieces.
Yeah, no good
That
outcome.
refight was so good.
Well, there's no good death. There's no good death. There's no nice way to go here. It just feels
He's
inevitable. Oh,
stunned,
man, this
he's
is horrible.
blinded, he's flanked. Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful from G2 though. I
they
was a
do
little worried about that
rockets?
ult initially, but then the follow-up
They
util
ult.
coming out from Trent was stunning.
Absolutely. And to me, the thing that's really interesting
They're
about watching
stunned,
how
maybe?
G2 structure their defensive sides is how they'll sort of play similar rounds back to back. You think to the pistol in round 2, they
wow.
showed 2 very active looks towards the A site.
Oh
Round
my
3, it's
god.
nobody really on A,
Bro.
it's just the Yoru.
He
and
TP'd
they're
out of one of the
pushing out
rockets
through
into
C.
the
So this
other.
round, they only show the Yoru at the start, and it comes with that refight that Tracers aren't expecting at all.
10 rounds, you can see the smiles starting to break out. They made it to double digits. They forced the timeout for
Trace
Trace.
paused.
It's when you
Last
start
one.
knowing you got him on the ropes a little, right? That was the big round, right? That could have been a pivot round in my mind, and you
Oh.
literally have Trent just running through him. There was nothing that they could do about it. By the time they got out of
Is
that
it
massacre,
over,
they were down
chat?
3.5
Is this
with half
match over?
HP. So
You two
now
are
let's kind
looking
of like
good.
take pause here. We were kind of, I was holding G2 to very high standards, I think. Because they are coming in as one of the teams that a lot of people were tipped to look the best, at least in the start of the year. A lot of people were really rating them.
Damn.
The start of this half,
Ugh.
they're now living up to that a little more in my
Honestly, the
mind. The first half was
matches
still very much anyone's game. I
have
felt
been
Trace very much in touch here, but coming
kinda
back in,
one-sided.
G2 look way more
We haven't
in
had a
control.
single
Yeah,
map through
again,
yet.
G2 on defense is just a different beast. They're so good at controlling rounds, but I want to see what the pivot is from Trace coming in, because I think the big
I mean,
thing they have to be concerned about is how
Vitality
Joe
was
just
starting to
holds
get
on to a
good
stun so frequently
on
for
the
those
binds,
refights.
but
That came
then
into play with the Tail ult
Q1
in that last
started,
round
they
as
got
well. So
eco'd.
Trace needs to do maybe a
EDG
better job
Liquid
of
was
not
close, map
overcommitting into
1.
space
Map
and
2 they
trying to
got
see if they can
smoked.
maybe bait out that
Sentinels was
ability.
a stomp. Map
Otherwise,
2 was
they're gonna
close.
Keep running into these sort of delayed trap pieces that G2 like to go
It's
for.
like, it's been a lot of stomps and then
Split to
comebacks
start
in the
with,
second
however.
map. I
See,
don't
the
know.
irony is they show the stun immediately here because they're not actually playing on this side of the map. And so now Trace come out of that timeout, they don't really have that
Number
space
1 versus
towards
number
A.
2, what do you think?
And
But
now
that's the
they're
dumbest
walking
thing
into
ever
a
to say, I'm not
potential
gonna lie.
trap with that double flank coming
You make
out
it
through
seem
C.
like there's the biggest
I am
fucking
worried
gap
about
between
flank. I'm
number
so
1 and
glad
number
we're seeing
2.
G2
He
explore
said
this.
number
I
1,
kinda
number
like
2,
Trace
what
to
do you
it,
think?
But on the hunt here, I'm just going to put that in the pocket of Trent. Lovely.
Guys,
That's a
number
man on
1,
the side,
number
man
2
to the
C
good.
is not a huge
Now you can
gap,
see if that post
dude.
plant holds, but this flank is still on the way.
It's the
Well, I
flank.
guess maybe it's
Jonah
proving
Fiora
to
on
be
A.
if
Those
I think
two
all the
fights
number
could
1
get
teams
G2
are winning.
back into the round. First one goes their way. Second one
Vitality
doesn't.
won.
Trace still with a great chance here.
Yeah, and Jorgamo's now in no
won.
man's land. He's a million miles
And
out
now
from this
G2
one.
are
He's going
winning.
to get through back by door. They've kind of
And
split over towards that
DRX
blue room, trying to take over some security towards CT.
beat T1, right?
Trace almost
In the
exchanging
finals, or
paces
no?
here, but G2 do need to start going. They see this get moving. Jorgamo going to take that step.
I guess
Start
all
getting
number
towards
1
the
teams
site.
have
A
one.
may be in a problem. We're starting to see
Okay,
them
maybe I'm
really
wrong.
up
Maybe the
here.
number 1, number
Trace
2 gap is bigger than I
getting
thought.
messy again, and they win out. That pivot to
that
B
Nico?
could have gone
I didn't see anything that round.
absolutely topsy-turvy the whole way through.
How's
There
that
was so
possible?
many opportunities for G2 to, I don't know, turn the screws a little more, but somehow, some way, Trace win out in so many of those situations.
What the
Was just
fuck?
An absolute hunter here. Heat-guided missile to take out Trent at the start of the round, but really it was this shot onto Jonah P from Hebei. It turns into a 3K for him. but it also just opens
Wow.
up the extra angle.
They actually
into sight on
worked
the
them
post
with the
plant. That was
Bulldog.
just too much for John Valen to deal with.
A little frustration, but a good
They have a
step
dedicated
Trace,
camera
though.
for
Get
Leaf.
back
Have
in
you guys
this game
noticed?
A bit more. Fengfeng's got to wake up a touch there. Almost got a touch. Easy, Tiger. But it does at least allow the ults to start coming through here. That's going to facilitate Jorgamo to get his. It's now ready if necessary.
Sort of tempting the space right now.
G2 is NA's last hope, no? I think Cloud9
G2
is.
often will play a little bit softer towards this space. You see Jaw as a TP ready towards
Cloud9 lives in our heads rent-free though, low-key.
And send another one back into the
They
site
just catch
instead.
strays no matter what the
He's gonna try
situation.
and hold on to tree in this post, or in this actual site hold once Jaw leaves the area, but see if K can actually find him here.
Uh-oh.
Fence wall goes up. Jaw playing right on the other side, takes his
Wow.
time through. That is
Wow.
perfect. He gets his kill, and he's out.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Well
exactly what
played.
he was dreaming of happening. Now going back in with the ult as well. He wants more. This man's hungry for it. He's going to see
saw
so
four.
much. That's everything you dreamed of. Jorgamo, nothing short of divine
Wow,
intervention
team
could
play.
save Trace
It didn't
now.
work,
Maybe
but I
they're
like
gonna
it.
Get it. But it's Trent, take away Hebe, and Jorgamo in the back line is going to just, again, keep them crunched here. Trent's the one to kill him. But it's
Wow,
Jorgamo seeing all of them as
Jorgamo.
well. Fengfeng's gone even just one
That-
alive.
good
The
fucking round by
1v3
him, dude.
required. No easy task, no spike. They're
I like the
ready
team
for
play as well.
He's ulting for
What?
They're trying to block.
Where's he gonna
But he
take
needs
it?
20 seconds. He still has
gotta
to
go
fight
back.
these players.
He has to go back for this, and they're waiting
What did Blood cook?
patiently. G2, all too aware of the plan.
That's exactly what they needed for that A fight right there. Jaw taking this timing. Again, Valorant is just a game where you push through the smoke on a timing, and if you get the kill, you win the round. It's exactly what it meant for Jaw right there. And then having the ultimate as well to, again, just have full information of what Trace were doing on the
That's
map.
funny.
So they can get those walls starting to close in.
It just feels like this whole map is closing in here for Trace. It's starting to capitulate a little under pressure.
Yeah.
11 rounds
Starting
now
to
for
run away a little
G2.
bit.
This was your chance, boys. If you wanted to make a go of this one, this was the stand.
Last chance here.
Fall a little short.
Oh,
Looking a little desperate
oh.
there, though, Valen. And Leaf going down. I'm a little surprised, but Trent is still trying to keep this competitive.
Jonah P is really trying to bust a move over to that C
But Giacomo's
side as
dead
the
too.
A-Lurk again finds the kill. Jonah P blinded up, can't hear anything. He really needed to take a timing into
Bang
the
is
site, but
dead.
now all eyes fall onto Trent here. That'll be the first one, and still no spike
He has
planted.
a
This could be a
fucking
monstrous round for
gun
Trent.
still.
He still has util. He has a nice bit of
He
position.
could bounce
to
it off
play
that
from.
back wall for
Flashes on
default.
Jonah P as well. Right now, Trace
Actually,
is
no, there's
buying
like a
time so that
curve there.
Hebe can
Maybe
actually
not.
regroup
Maybe
with
he
the
could
team. And
though.
the whole while, G2 are concerned that
Off
flank
the
could
left.
still be coming in.
This angle's looking good.
Trent, take this moment.
Let's,
Big
oh, imagine he
opportunity.
shot.
Smoked off though here. Considering the util, ult gonna come
Gone?
down. Denies plant on this, and he does get a little closer off the flash coming out from Jonah P. Trent is now very close by, and they have no.
They have to walk up to
idea.
plants.
Trent is just.
They have
a
to walk
step
up to plants.
away.
What is this
Only
Viper ult?
pixel to plant with.
Oh my god.
And a jump spot. Very diligent from BNK there to double check on this. Trent is so close. He's looking for a kill. He's looking for a pixel out of place, and he's being given nothing. But Trace looking hesitant, trying to walk through the ult. They get the reward.
Nah, this is
Jonah B
messy.
goes down, leaving just Trent alive.
This is so
This man
messy.
looked
Oh,
good,
that
but
was
it's not
so
good
winnable
enough.
for G2.
Lau King's there.
That was so
And
winnable for
even in all that
G2.
hesitation,
Oh my
they keep their
God.
cool and stay in this game.
Hebe took a beautiful time there.
Oh my
He
God,
heard
that's
one
that's an
player
emote?
reloading, so knew he had a 1v1 on site. Wins that one and secures the round, because that was so
No drone from
chaotic.
Trent. I thought he would have
The
droned
Viper's
sooner as
pin
well,
on
but I think he
site.
just wanted to keep his gun
Don't
out.
forget, he also found that kill on the A side of
They
the
caught
map.
Jonah
But
reloading
there
as
you go.
well.
Here's that reload. And doesn't waste a moment with it.
That was the round they needed to have a
Okay.
chance here.
Step by step.
I don't know if
they've
they
broken
have
the money
one,
now, but
but-
there, we do have an ult here for G2. If you've got anything creative,
Well, they do
to
have
bring
a
out, just
chance.
checkmate to 12. Maybe go for a bit of it. Let's see. Trace, you're going to give us a game here. Big gateway round for them. Jorgamo would be the first to be challenged. He's trying to stick around on this one, at least for a moment longer. And
Oh.
you can see why.
Why did he jump through
Valen
alone?
there and nothing.
Why did he jump through?
Reinforce him off this. Trace, what's going on? You've just lost 2 players. You haven't made it past the starting blocks.
It's just a mess, and with where Fengfeng's body dropped, Valen now has
Look
a
at G2's
rifle in
ults.
hand.
Yeah.
Trace are still spread apart. I mean, if they want a way back in this round, they almost need to ask Hebe, hey, can you go get a kill over on A side again? Do something.
Huh?
Steps are pretty useful, I guess, but
What is
there's still
that?
obviously the threat of Leaf here, but he only has that frenzy, so maybe they can start building towards this A site.
if anything, falling back there sets up G2 to win this round even more. Because now you've got a potential crossfire going from stairs and out of baby. G2 are trying to play as together as possible.
Trace actually bad, not gonna lie.
Use the fact they've got
I mean, I wouldn't say they're bad,
So
but
goddamn tense. Though.
playing versus G2.
Trent here waiting. Angle's good. Shots better. Still controlling the spike. Is
Trent's
there?
looking incredible.
Back-to-back impact.
They clear.
Just one
They
alive
clear.
for G2 with a flawless round to
They
get to
fucking
12.
flawless eco'd
Yeah,
them.
you think G2
half
got
by.
bored with Trace winning all
Oh
those
my
ecos
God.
in the first half? Coming in here with a fire under them. I mean, Trent absolutely popping off with the Sheriff. Started off great with that C fight as well.
That
Not
C
sure
fight
what
looks
happened
so
with Funko
forced.
dropping off
Yeah.
that perch from him. But that just cooked the round
And they saved all their
completely.
ults, yeah.
Starting to show a little bit more of that pedigree there, that
Trent's
potential
having a
with
fucking
G2
blast right now.
looking deadly. And they near on have the full hand of ults as well to depend on, barring Jorgamos. They've got everything they need.
Full
A
house.
broken buy for Trace, but hey, this is what happens when you play up against some of the best in the world here. You got to deliver where it matters. Trent, very deep with the utility. This map feels tiny for Trace.
Trace, they've got the Visal to play with, but Jaw's trying to get right up in their face. He's going for a fight.
Oh, this man's looking nasty. This is the moment that
Got out.
sees the shine. How's he getting out of here? How's
Oh, he
Trent
whiffed.
alive still? What is this bloodbath we are witnessing? Jonah P,
Oh, the
he
Fade Dog fucked
fancies a
him.
go at it. This is a mental round.
Q Rocket Man as Funk goes flying into the air. G2 are still hanging around though. They're still fighting for their space beyond K
Oh.
Funk. We're gonna take them down and open up this site.
Force them back into place.
Woman's here.
Force them to heal a little. That's too far. G2 wants to remember there's some fire with these
Oh,
Trace
timing?
boys.
Look at Leap.
What a
though.
perfect
Hanging out.
timing.
It's one against two. And he's still looking for more.
Unbelievable from Leaf.
Ooh, and he's aware of the
Even in
flank
the back of his
too.
mind, he read
He's
it right.
so
He buys
good.
the time. He reads
He
around,
is
and Kai
so good.
from high hopes.
He is
So what
so
could be a
good.
corner with a shorty in it, Leaf?
25 seconds.
Or just that taste of
He has
potential for
ults
Trace
too.
there.
Wise has ults.
Maybe the game could have continued,
scared
but
to
Leaf,
leave.
I think, might have crushed this one. Look at
Timing?
the spike, and Kai
Timing.
has to try and fight. He does. 13 seconds. You gotta go now, Kai. It's game on. Oh no!
Oh my God.
Heartbreak
Oh my
for
God.
Kai,
Oh
and
my God.
composure for Valorant.
Oh my God.
13-8.
Leaf is
Yeah,
just
he
an
fucked up.
animal in the server. What a beast. Taking down 3 there. The round was completely lost from G2, but he keeps
They're just
his
having
head
a good
high
time,
and
man.
carries it through.
They look so happy. That's awesome. I'm sorry for Trace. They look sad as fuck on the other flip side.
Water? Why'd you say it like that? Water. How do you guys say water? Water. I say it with a D as well. Water, water, water. Can I get a bottle of water? Water. Can I get a water? Water. Can I get a water? Can I get a water? Dude, I feel bad for our voice comms editing. We're just stupid.
TP가 지배했었던
아,
팀이었습니다. 언제나
역시 근데 센티넬도 잘해.
어색하지 않았던 그들이지만 그들은
센티넬은 근데 두 번째 만났을 때 조심해야 돼. 두 번째 만났을 때. 나는 이 센티넬이랑 게임을 해봤어요. 나는 이미 해봤다고. 두 번째가 중요해. 두 번째.
장식합니다.
야, 정말 가장 우리에게는 두려움의 이름이에요.
I don't know. I know what I have an idea of what he's saying based off of the Reddit, but that's awesome.
This hypnotic.
Be careful for the rematch. I've played this game before. Dude. So much passion. Let's see what people are saying in the live discussion thread. Bangkok Trace might single-handedly be the worst team to ever make an event because what am I watching? They played that bad? I mean, they made mistakes. That bad? I don't think it was that bad. This guy's, look at this guy, look at this guy. Nice to see an America's team that isn't a disgrace to the region. How many trophies does G2 have, by the way? He said 1 after this event and 2 more for grabs later this year. This guy's fucking huffing and puffing that shit.
Now, the boys look very calm. They look very steady on stage. I've heard many coaches say that, high emotions, whether good or bad, can sometimes massively impact judgment. I wanted to ask how that, balance, that calmness on stage is able to help G2, especially during rounds that look like at first it might not be going your way, and then you guys manage to turn it around.
Well, as a coach, you always want to get like a temperature check on your players, and knowing that this is the first game on stage in front of a massive crowd, like I knew like energy is not going to be an issue. And it's more about being calm. So the advice that I've been giving is just, hey, let's be calm. Let's have like a fighter's mentality when things go wrong, and let's just correctly diagnose problems, just solve it. It's just another day in the, another day in the office, right? We just take care of business.
Another day in the office in Thailand this time around. Well, good luck to you guys.
Damn. I know you
I'm so
mentioned.
glad Josh Arty was calm in
Yeah.
that map, because me, Achilles, and Mimi were not. We were screaming because what was going on, especially in that final round.
Final round was absolutely absurd. The way the 1v1 goes down, the steal. I don't. It was crazy.
It was.
Thank
muddy
you for clarifying.
throughout. There was some crazy moments on both sides, some crazy clutches, very limited actual like full rifle rounds from both of these teams because of how back and forth it was. But it was certainly entertaining.
In my
if nothing
pick'ems, I had 'cause we all did individual. This is just like one draft that I don't know who this was. I had Sentinels versus EDG finals, and then I had I think Vitality G2 top 4, and then Trace ERX, and then T1 Liquid last. I think.
She said
Um, 7 rounds on attack, and 4 of those rounds were pistol eco, and I know one of them was a thrifty. Yeah, they did. Don't get me wrong. They fucking really did. I wish they fucking converted SMAP too, man. It was so close. But yeah, they did. It was just a comeback season. 10-6. There's nothing happening. There's no tweaks. There's no drama. There's nothing, dude. Can someone start some shit? It's dry out here. I started. I want to instigate it. I don't know what to start. Saw this. I mean, it's not drama, but it's funny. Where's the fucking post though? Whose post is it on? Oh, hold on.
And Vera to help with some translation. Now, there were so many rounds from Trace Esports that time that were so good. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for G2. What did you tell the team in order to help them adjust going into the next map?
所以还是看到 T 有很多精彩的回合的，但是最后还是遗憾的没能拿下来。那在图二开始之前，你和队员们都说了什么来帮助他们做调整
Let's hear the Trace coach.
因为我感觉图一还是有很多局数可以拿下的，我觉得他们还是第一次就是有点紧张嘛，我只是跟他们说，放轻松，一定要做好自己。
So for map 1, actually I saw a lot of stage nerves for them. There are so many rounds that could have taken.
I don't see it.
So I just told them to chill, be yourself.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and let's see if Trace can make a comeback.
I think he was completely right. We saw moments there from Feng.
Excellent. I don't know how they found this, but apparently he got. This is his mugshot, I guess. He got charged for urinating or effusating in public. I don't even know what the fuck this word is, but I guess he was taking a piss in the open. He got a $500 fucking ticket. They actually took him in for this shit too? I live 20. There's cops in that county are dickheads. He's taking a dump or pissing. I thought he was taking a dump on the street, bro. Getting old. I can change the genre, bro. To be honest, it's good music.
Trace have mixed that up at least.
Abyss.
By the way, Leaf does this all the time. The quick double hop.
He does do this all the time.
Trace have done their homework.
Good, good.
Is there a draw after this?
Good.
There is a draw after this, yes.
Homework being done.
After this
and
game, there's a
recent
draw
tape
to
on
see
G2
who
here
the
looking
0-1
like
teams
this
are
as well
playing.
with this comp in this map, and they get to kind of, you know, approach this well here, Tracer.
That'll probably be the most exciting part of
I'm trying to
today.
sell the picture. There's a real opportunity, and we're kind of seeing the
kidding.
double smokes towards middle,
Focus.
something that Desk was leaning towards. Mimi highlighting that was something that put a lot of pressure on G2. So now can Trace, though, live up to what they now have to do after these smokes?
Once again, forcing a teleport out. I really like how Trace
Oh.
paced their way in here. Valorant,
Good
though, look at that
stun.
triple stun, and he is just
Oh
feasting.
my god,
Oh,
what a
the
good
theory
stun.
in the world is lovely, but the
Oh
execution
my
is not
God, it's
there.
a-
G2 reading them like a book. They've been there, they've done this, they felt this pressure not all that long ago, and that spike could not be further away here.
I feel like G2 just have their few agents that they love, and they abuse them every single map. Like Yoru and Breach for just this global pressure of the stuns and the teleports. They kind of can rock your world when you're just not ready. Like how often are you getting Breach stunned all the way on top mid?
Again, I think this is where we are going to, I'm going to keep a real close eye on this, and sure, just, they're so confident in this too. You're seeing G2 looking kind of, again, I don't know if you guys caught it on camera, but, you know, walking back out on stage, the crowd's behind them as well. They're kind of being a little bit of a showman here. They're starting to enjoy being on this stage too.
Valen was up there hyping him up, giving him the hearts. Definitely play that angle. Get the crowd on their side.
I like this. Good info early. Kai, see your odds at that? Don't fancy it myself. So Trent there willing to kind of puff out the chest a bit, show presence.
This shit's over as fuck. I don't
This
care.
one,
I'm
it
gonna say
feels
it.
like trying to just farm up those old orbs as best you can. See if you can.
Oh.
Very good.
All
Yeah.
good. Part of the plan. Bye-bye.
Oh. They G2'd on G2.
The crowd is absolutely baffled.
Do you think they slipped?
Would you like to
You gotta
explain
kill.
that for the people?
No, not really.
Someone might need to explain it for the crowd, but it is just to deny as much as possible away from G2. We move on, nice and easy. There was no real opportunities there. It was just
Damn it,
kind of
bro, they
classics.
really
They
don't
gave
wanna
it a little
entertain
bit of a
us.
look and went, nah.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for the
don't
prime
want any
sub.
piece of that. Now, the important thing is, again, Trace have seemingly found themselves in
Lotar's
this position
splashing,
where
yeah.
they consistently have regen shields going into round 3, and G2 have an Outlaw, instant kill. Guardian, I think, is another absolute light armor killer. That's 2 shots to the body.
disrespectful to the sport of
instantly gonna be
Valorant.
killing these Trace players. So they've got to be really clean on the entries, and importantly, Kai and Feng Feng, the first people taking fights, are going to have Heavy to try and get into this site without being shot down.
All right, here we
One
go.
silver lining,
Bonus.
most of them aren't where those weapons are.
Come on,
So,
show me
you know,
something,
all
somebody.
good.
Someone on Trace, please show me signs of life.
How Leaf does here.
I need G2 to be pushed a little bit. Because Leaf is
Nice
smurfing
line
in
to
this
play
league.
from.
Can't imagine Feng Feng goes too aggro here before the
He's
switch
modern
come
day
in.
simple.
At the same time, I do think
Uvar?
it's important that... Hold my breath for a
What was
moment.
that?
Yeah, I do like how Trace have sort of defaulted open into this A
You're
space.
being absolutely baited by watching this.
Leaf is cooking me right now. He was doing that in map 1 too. Not to me, but to Trace, but still.
Wasn't one of the Trace players on Tree and Lotus that opened door
Should
and
be
trolled the
doing it in this
eco?
round.
Was
So,
it Bianc?
It looks like they're drifting back towards his A site. Super deep hold as well from Trent.
It's a bit odd. Trent very deep.
Was
but
someone
again,
on FPX? Who was it?
He actually
Oh
ends
yeah,
up being caught
Berlin.
offside, so that stun will not be
Fucking
in range.
Berlin.
If Trace snap
Oh,
on this
God.
exec, which they will.
Just instantly evacuate site. No worries. I like this really, really heads up work. They're going to get the information about this. That's fine. This should be a plant, and we're looking at the post-plant utility. We're looking at that retake potential. Yeah,
Fucking
then this is where
Berlin.
maybe the Outlaw does get a little bit tricky.
He got
but
dropped
Leaf's got that
recently?
one
Oh,
continue
God.
back on, so no worries.
Yeah, I think it's most likely Leaf just goes and plays containment here, unless his team can find some openers into this A site.
All right, 5-5 retake. Bonus for G2.
Yeah, they're already getting pretty close here. They've made it pretty far out towards site. Kai needs to be ready for this. Trent's already got a trade. Kai does well to pivot around and turn on a dime. But Kai wants more, and that's a little too greedy for my taste. Trying to play out as best he can, potentially call up his own number. But now G2 have step on the site. Now we've got to look at this post plant. Where's that utility? Where's the pressure? Where's the kills? It's now down to just one. Jonah P in a 1v2. Surely Trace have done enough here.
That's
They
right.
have. With 2 alive,
Yeah, I don't know.
they
For a
get their
second, I thought he was
first
gonna
on the
stick that
board.
shit.
Yeah, and Feng Fung in the post plant there, finding a couple of kills on the agent swap. It was pandemonium in that post plant because there's just so many smokes going down onto the site. Actually allowed G2 to find a half stick, but Trace did
Okay, I don't
a good
care. I'm
enough
saying
job
it's been a
there
lackluster
playing
event so
offsite
far, but maybe I'm just a hater.
We're gonna stop that one from slipping away.
Did get a little nervous when they made it out to backside so freely, but well played in the end between Hebei and kind of the swing on site from Kai. It was enough to at least get into this deeper post plant.
And you're going to end up seeing that a
because
lot
Sentinel's
from
lost?
Trace, sort of, you know, sending Kai in
not
to
necessarily.
find these fights into backside with the KO flash.
But let's see. It's early
into this
days
next
though. It's
round
only day
already.
2. I don't want to be negative Nancy.
Trace
I'm trying to
trying
stop myself
test
from
the
doing
space
that.
into
Also,
mid.
I'm tired and
So far, since the pistol,
the
they've
schedule
shown
is
these
fucked, so
smokes,
maybe
but
that's
they
part of
haven't
it. But that's
moved into
currently
that
where
space
I'm
for
at.
fear of getting stunned and absolutely
With that
murdered
being
again.
said,
I think it's a fair fear to have.
You generally want to
At least I'm
avoid
aware.
being murdered.
Thank you.
It's
That's
the optimal play.
Got it.
And he's going to be fine. I do love that, though, jumping off the mount just to scout out window. Because you never have an angle into window apart from that.
That's a lovely idea.
But G2 really try to abuse the double TPs they have.
only
on
been
this
2
map
O's.
with
Don't let chat gaslight you.
the chamber and the Orium.
But also, you're talking about information here.
Only
We
been
had,
3
Drone
games,
just
though.
coming
It's
out
the
towards
4th
A main.
match.
It looks like a rinse and repeat round somewhat, at least if it continues towards its trajectory from Trace, right? It looks like an A finish potentially with, hopefully, in their minds, Trent getting away from sight. There is now an extra body here, though, that could buy time. I'm looking at Jonah P.
This is not the same when there's no PRX and shit, you know? We need PRX and Fnatic here.
Gets caught out that time. Surprised that he went for this. I thought he could have shifted back a little deeper, played
Play
like he did
focus.
last time, but maybe they wanted that bit more space.
And now Trace in the post plant up numbers. Low King has that late round insurance into mid. I'm still looking back towards spawn. Will fall off after being flashed.
Kai, rinse and repeat, but it's Fung, who is
Oh.
the new body here, the new
Oh.
player, and what a position from him! 3 back-to-back, big impact, and he can just drift away now. Leaf's got nothing to do in this one.
That's what I'm talking
as
about
good
right
as
there.
This man can be a 1v5 post plant with a kind of lingering around. You got nothing more to achieve.
That was a gnarly fight there. Fung's full
I mean,
blinded
realistically,
after the
guys,
first kill. The
I don't know
second he
much
gets
about
vision
Trace,
back,
but there's
instant
no
headshot.
world where they beat a
Takes
team
him
like
down,
G2.
Spam through the smoke, no problem.
Leaf hop, skipping and a jumping away from this, trying to keep what he can. But a really nice look from Trace so far. I like what we're doing. I like what we're seeing from them. They found room to work towards A here, right?
Yeah, and especially after that first round of playing A where they
Oh,
fell
wow.
pretty much all offside except for Kai. Then to have this look where Fung's
What the
up in
fuck
your
is that
face,
third
and
kill?
they're just
Poor Jonah
recycling
P,
smokes
dude.
back
I feel like he's
towards
getting
spawn,
unlucky.
Playing right up flush with it. It's a really nice adjustment round to round.
And we were kind of,
Sen versus G2 or Sen versus Trace? Oh my god, if G2 lose this match and they match for Sentinels for elimination, I might have a heart attack. Is that possible to go region to region? Probably, right?
The big issue is
It's probably not region
choked it a
locked.
bit on that side hold, right? The shots didn't come in. Jonah P had actually stunned out Kai, who was diving into his back sight. So Trent was supposed to have that timing to catch those players coming into sight.
Not
second and
possible.
third, and he couldn't
Some
find
people are
it.
saying it
And
is
again,
possible.
Jonah P was the new body on the site. Last time around, it was Trent quite isolated from the others.
Oh,
and he had
there
to
will
fall
be
back,
no-
you know, as far as possible. I like the addition. of
Only
Jonah
first
P
game
there.
is regional
It's a real
blocks,
shame
not
to
second.
see
So it
find
could
that
happen.
value,
If
sadly, but
G2 lose here,
I don't know if that's enough of a
They
cure
could play
to the woes
versus,
right now. Clearly, it's not, at least in G2's mind. They have pumped the brakes. They want
Sentinels.
to find
By
a
the way, if you
bigger,
guys don't know,
answer back here, but I don't know what the holistic
Rob,
answer is.
well,
Is it
also,
trying
long
to get
story
aggressive
short,
somewhere, take away
the
some of the
team was
question
able to
marks, trying
somehow negotiate
I
this.
don't know what they
that
want to be looking like
if they get a
coming back
better
into this, but this round's
placing
probably what we're
at
gonna see
Bangkok
anyway.
Yeah,
than
truthfully, it's just a
G2,
B full-on fight. Leafs
then
got the
Rob will
Eurite
buy the
saved
team
over,
business
but
class
I'd imagine
seats on the
Josh
flight
RT,
back home.
He's very effective in the timeouts.
All they
for
gotta do is
G2.
better
I think
placement than
usually
G2. They don't
comes
have to
in
win
and
the
will
events.
plan out the next 2
They don't have to
3
make it to the
rounds. There's
finals. They just have to do better than G2.
G2 are going to try to abuse.
Okay, well, this could be the third.
That's a big
and
ask.
I say that after the first map
But it's
being
doable.
back and forth the whole way through, half buys, ecos, all going, you know, the way it shouldn't. So maybe I'll have to eat my words again. Maybe not. Laughing. That's
Hold up.
lovely. Looking beautiful.
Hold up, Blue King
Clean
is starting to
stuff,
plug in
not
his
getting
arms.
threatened. That's what you want to see
God
in these
bless,
rounds.
dude.
The Sheriff's against you. Something we didn't see in map 1 was
Bro's
that
connecting his
composure.
fucking hands finally.
No dash, Kai. He's going to run it in, do it himself.
Good. Good. I'm glad I brought up how clean this looks.
Oh.
They do manage to clear out Trent, and it should be 5 standing.
Hold
Really
up.
nice. That's lovely.
Dare
for
I
them.
say
That's
it?
kind of what the doctor ordered, right? We want to see
Why are
them
we
looking
hating on G2 again?
good in this.
I don't
like
know.
having
That's for
a
everyone
good
else does, so I
opportunity
just
to
follow
build some
suit.
buffer to
I actually
themselves,
fuck with the
'cause
players
map one's
heavy.
got 'em stung,
They're all
you know?
really
That
cool
was the map
guys
you were meant
and
to do
very
well on.
friendly.
The one you had in your pocket for Trace, they need some stability here.
100%. And, you know, now seeing that aggro look from G2 shutting that down after playing more controlled early rounds. They've seen a lot of different styles. But now is where that
I'm just
timeout
following
is
the
gonna come
trends.
into play for G2.
I'm just
It's
following the
interesting to me that
trends.
G2 didn't try to save up and get an operator online.
Oh,
I
thoughts
thought
behind
that was
those
gonna be
eyes
the
for real,
first thing they were
Tarek?
going for. Instead, maybe just playing this A space.
Okay, I don't actually hate G2.
G2 have been playing pretty deep.
Realistically, I don't actually hate G2. I'm just a fucking meme lord. Why would I hate anybody?
Josh just said, "Hey, boys, take your fights."
Hate is a strong word.
I don't mind it.
I don't hate
really
anybody.
Don't mind it at all. And
I actually do mean the G2 guys are
You know, if
cool.
you got Joy out there, if you got a Leaf
But with
out
that
there, you
being
kinda
said, I
want
hope
to be
they
able to
fucking lose
call
2-1
up their
here.
numbers as well, make these bigger plays, and you can see they've already identified though that
Wait,
Trent is
actually,
clearly
is
not
it
on that A side
probably
anymore,
worse
right?
for
They've
us
just
if they
pinged him
lose
on the knife. They
2-1?
now
Nah,
know
the
that he is
G2 Sentinels
certainly
match
not
would be
where he was
awesome.
before.
But the knife's not in range to catch Jaw here. So Trace have to be real careful.
Dude,
working
G2
into
Sentinels
mid.
elimination game? Are
First time they've
you guys
seen
down
G2
for that or
playing super
no?
aggressively, though, so I think they've got to know
I'm down for
something's
that.
up.
Make a spicy
Let's see how they
storyline.
kind of problem solve then,
They
right?
got in
They've seen a
playoffs?
different look here. This
It's true. It would be
could
better
be
in
the kind
playoffs.
of
Not
final
yet. We have
blow
to save
to
it.
though. Does Leaf get cleared?
Maybe we
They've
save
got
it
to
for
drop for
later.
it.
If we can guarantee it for later, I'm down to save it.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Fuck,
He
we're not
still
gonna get
takes
that.
Kai with him. Zero respect and a perfect play
What
between the
happened to
gaps.
Kai,
And
bro?
look
He
at
used to
G2
be
sees
somebody.
this space into mid. Two players walk out there.
Damn
Jonah
it,
P is
brother.
ready to reinforce. Leaf, who's now repositioned back into sight. Trace have nowhere to go but in.
Yeah, just
Jonah,
spammed
please
on
jump
and
out
on
the
and on
smoke.
here. They are still trying to go
There's
for this
no
one. They've made
universe.
it out towards sight. Heaven controls
Bam
there
him.
for Jonah P. You're looking at the back of the site with Leaf, very passive, waiting for that lurk to come in.
Feng Feng has to be ready for it. They don't have Cypher. They don't have flank watch.
Nice
They've
and out.
got to win this fight back in main, or they're just going to get crunched.
That's two players. That's going to be
This
so
angle's so
much. And
thick.
Trent's so aware.
It's the worst angle
That's the
ever.
backbone broken for this round. Now they try and fight forward, take
Wow,
the
he's so
space
aware of the push,
towards
too. It's
CT, but
over.
Leaf
Lost.
heads up work. Really hard to dig out of that deeper position. He's just going to hold it safe, force them back on the fight, and
Jump off the
G2
map.
clearing house. They've had their answer.
Where you going,
They
bro?
found their cure to the woes, leaving Haven
We're back to
as
ranks,
a
dude. He's back to
formality
boosting his
to the
girl.
outcome. G2
Find him again.
find
Fuck
the
it.
answer they needed.
I mean, that's just gorgeous, right? Leaf finding that opener, but then you watch it, like, G2 back away from the aggression. They read you like a book. 10 seconds before you think of the next play,
Going back home,
they
dude.
already know what you're
This
going
is a short
to
flight
do.
back
So their
home.
weak side retracts, their aggro
Okay, this is
side
actually hilarious,
speeds
chat.
up.
Okay, so
It's just that
there's an
cross-map
event in
macro that
Turkey,
G2
and
have really mastered.
I brought
And
my
that
dad to the
comes
event.
with keeping 4
And
players of your core
there's a
roster
Counter-Strike event we
year
were
to year,
competing in.
bringing Jogamo
I don't exactly know what
seamlessly
team it
into
was
this
or like
team.
entirely
It's
exactly what was
allowed them to
said.
dominate in
But basically,
America's
after
really
we
volatile
eliminated one of the
offseason,
teams,
and now you're
my
seeing
dad
it
was
on
like
the
talking to the
international
players in the other team.
Now, I love seeing the
and
upgrades
like
coming
he
out
said
though
something
from
along
Kai.
the lines
That's
of
what I'll
like,
keep my
"Oh,
eyes on.
guys,
That's
it's a short
big
flight back home.
investment
Like, there's nothing
here.
to be sad
So
about
they've got
here.
to answer
And
back,
you're in a
right?
beautiful
This is the
country.
game of kind of
Like, enjoy the
chess
weather, enjoy the
between these
food."
two. You've now got G2 showing the answer.
like
You've got
the
a
craziest
Jogamo being
fucking shit
confident
to
middle.
say.
Has to respect it though. Falls away. Leaf. That's a high-low swing coming here on the 3-2-1,
I think it was a
I'm
European
sure.
team.
And oh my god, he still divides and conquers. Where was the spacing
what
on the
happened?
second player up the ramp?
He's
Oh, he died at the
completely
same spot.
Unstoppable. Doesn't matter if you have an op. I mean, that was supposed to be the trump card. Take down Leaf with the operator. Surely we can do that. But no.
You've got to be gutted if you're Kai as well. You still had
Yeah,
your
Leaf's
out drones. This
chamber.
was meant
Leaf
to be
is
just
probably the
purely to deal
only
with the
chamber I've
aggression coming
seen
out
that's
from
been-
Leaf that gets him that one-man
Who else has
pick.
played chamber? I don't
And
know if
it
anyone's
goes
been pulling it off like him.
completely askew.
Yeah, now the problem is Youngkin might need to throw the op
Who else
off
playing
the map,
chamber these days?
right?
Yoy?
Otherwise,
Oh yeah, Yoy did play
either
chamber.
Jaw or Leaf
Don't
could
call
be
him Yoy,
taking
he's
that
like
into
that.
the next. Your life's not going to get any easier.
But I don't think anyone's doing it like Leaf. But to be fair, who's doing it like Leaf on any of the agencies playing? Well, that's not. That's true. Definitely his
feel like that
his
ain't
chamber
it
might be the
anymore.
best in pro play right now.
Already sitting.
I don't know
ready
of
for
anyone
this
else
B
that's
approach.
Yeah,
Jonah P
able to pull it
very
off as
prepared
well.
here.
I wonder if they're committing all their ults. Trace, that's one down.
They were
Maybe
saying
another
that's,
send in a 4v5. It's just falling
yeah, I don't know.
apart.
But G2 carved the
What a
perfect
kill.
place to play from. It's just stunning to witness. They know the win conditions the Trace would have wanted, what was available and what wasn't. But the plant
I feel bad for
denied
Trace.
for
He's
now.
just getting
Not going
bullied.
to come down. Hunter's Fury on
Just
top.
bullied.
And Trent just blind sending that perfect.
Oh god, hey
Hey,
babe.
and Loken, what are you meant to do here? That's what you're meant to do. Fight your way forward. But it's a 1v2, and
Oh,
time is
God.
not on your side. Leaf makes sure of it, and G2 back with a fourth.
The op fails for G2 in main. Leaf shuts it down, and then kind of a half-measured approach from Trace into the site. Yeah, they're going to use the Astral, but they don't want to commit any more than that into the play down in numbers. And probably a good thing too, the way that G2 are just taking those little angles around the smokes. Trent's ultimate too, just precise, pixel perfect.
But I'm happy to see this timeout here because kind of when we discussed the switch up from G2s where we saw Leaf kind of his new position towards A, the pressure through middle from Jorg, and it didn't feel like Trace could come up with the answer on the fly here, right? They haven't found that solution they wanted. They haven't
Now the
found
threads about China having their own region
Chat it
are gonna
through, see
start
what
to
they've got
pop up
coming
again.
They've got plenty of ults to play with. If they've got, you know, a trump card coming up, hey, why not play it? Whatever you've got, let's see if we can lean back into that. Because otherwise, I get worried that G2 starts stringing rounds together, that momentum starts to build, their ults come on for themselves.
It should be 3 from America, 1 from China.
Nightmare. So good timing, hopefully, here for Trace to check back in and find their answer to this new problem that's basically Leaf.
EDG won, you dumb bitch.
I genuinely hope
rage-baited.
it's not this simple to read, but Trace, when they've got the knives ready to go, they really like running AXX, where they sort of glide off over onto the right-hand side. They've got really heavy exec ultimate, so I would not be surprised if they moved
I remember
that
saying
direction.
something similar, but I actually meant it before
G2 will just
champs,
read that.
and then EDG won the event.
If you know it, G2 might know it.
I think so. Genuinely, like, my
No
read
joke.
on
I
how
remember saying
G2
something
were gonna
similar,
prep,
but then
against
they
Trace
actually went and won the
Lotus
event.
is kind of how that map played out on the attack.
W
and
Jinx, like,
defense
I
side.
guess. Actually, now that I think about
Now,
it.
It looks like G2 want to take this A main fight once again.
Wonder where Leaf's positioning on this one. He's expecting it. Trent already kind of testing the waters.
When does
here.
that
This
fast
feels
play?
Quite similar, but I mean, it's a very straightforward approach. It looks just
Same
straight
time
out
100
A.
Thieves play.
Trent's down on site. G2 aren't
Split
giving
one.
this one up at all.
Wait, how's Trent sticking around on this? Yeah, Funko might be in real trouble here. What on earth?
This is weird.
Oh, this is bizarre. Yeah,
He got a
Trent, I'm
kill.
pretty sure was blind during this. What is this massacre happening on the side? Back and forth, but this
my
time, G2
God.
unwilling to relent on it. And the last player lurking is just lurking up middle. And it feels like with this silence becomes deafening, it's so obvious that he's not with the pack.
It's literally in his name.
This potential flank is now on the way.
Players are isolated. That's the only real hope, but it's a kind of a nasty off angle. Valens playing up towards heaven.
He made
Now
noise.
He made noise.
Okay,
I mean, look, Jaw's a little bit low.
Regen shield.
I'm on board.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And okay, that round was crazy. We're going to see in the replay. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
What just went on?
I think Trace paused and timed a pop
Lou is his
flash
name?
through
I
the
see.
smoke as it was coming down.
Lou King, I
But-
see.
Yeah, so we're flashed, and now the smoke is gone, and we're in. But G2 had just already rotated so many players over because Trace paused and waited that 10 seconds before going for the forward fight.
Down A. One enemy.
That can't be the answer. That can't be the answer,
that was a
boys.
terrible
And that's
rush,
a
holy
round
shit.
where they had every ult in the book, and they didn't use any of them.
Huh.
I think Trace were expecting the site to kind of just be empty because,
Yeah.
you know, G2 were going to
Sure.
retake against those ults, but that's not
He's
at all how it
flaming
played out.
them.
High hopes and great outcomes.
He's
5 to
literally
3, you
flaming
can hear
them.
the ult being
What did he
invested.
say? He said that was a terrible rush. Holy shit.
Over towards A. It does free up the rest of the players to kind of focus towards middle and still keep that eye towards B, which it actually looks like Trace are heading towards. So, if anything, working out quite nicely for G2 here, but let's see how they hold this side of the map.
We've only really seen Trace move towards B on the anti-ecos or frantically later in
I mean, the score's 5-3. It feels worse than it actually is.
See what the hold's going to be like, but sending that ultimate in early. This is the round where G2 have nobody actually home on the site.
Wow, good
And
spam.
again, I
Holy
don't mind
fuck.
people playing off site on this one. I really don't. Play for that retake. You got so much to bank on. Why not? They haven't really had to depend
Well, what
on
are
these
Trace
ults
gonna
either.
do
Yeah,
versus
we have
these
Leaf
ults?
kind of going for his. That's fair enough. That's player's preference. But already Jorgamo going to invest. That's fine. Clear close. That's 2 spotted. Big info. Divide going to go in. And all the ults on top. Good luck. Have fun. We're away. Jorgamo hungry on the hunt.
And he's out.
I don't know how he's done that. I
And he
don't
does
know
the
how
ults.
he does this.
And they're defusing
And he went
too,
back
with Trent
through.
coming in on the flank. I mean,
Oh
Trace,
my
they have to stop this
God.
spike from
And
being
there's a
defused, but the
flank.
flank has come in.
Oh
Trent
my
is
God.
destroying
There's a
Trace in the back lines. A beautiful round put
Oh
together by G2. Just take Trace right on out of it.
That was just perfect from G2 there. Again, the ult so stunning. And Jorgamo just feels like perfectly controlled chaos, right? I don't know how he does this. Look at
that
it.
play, and then he just jumped back through the wall. He's fighting in again with his flash. But this is what I'm talking about. G2 play like macro timing so well. When Jaw's going for that refight, 2 seconds later, Trent is then shooting them in the back. It's that combination that is just so
Holy
hard to play against,
fuck.
especially
It's
for the first time.
It's so
Yeah,
over.
spot
It's
on.
not even
And
funny.
this is 4 rounds
It's
now.
not even funny.
This is all looking a little too comfortable for G2. I wanted that threat. I wanted to see that potential from Trace that a lot of people were excited for. And this expectation, this Read in the game.
Wow.
Nice. Just falling to bits, isn't it? The confidence just getting higher and higher. G2
Dude.
looking like they can't miss a fight.
Dude.
The second Leaf pulls the
They're
attention of three
too
players,
fucking good.
that's when Jaw takes
He's
the
ready to
timing.
blast his drone
when he
too.
snaps
He always
into
does this, Jonah.
Dangerous little 1-2
Watch,
punch.
you're gonna
they
drone and
are.
get fucked.
Especially playing the
Jonah's
the
actually
cheater
really good
agents,
at this,
you know,
like,
just
on all
TP.
maps.
I mean, look,
I noticed
he's full
it.
flashed, he's droned, he's whatever, and he's just out. It's frustrating to play against because you have to use the util to clear him, but then you have to.
Why I started rooting
stop
against the NA
moving
team?
because
Bro, I'm not.
you
it's
didn't
not
actually
even,
kill him.
I'm not even rooting against them.
Pause feels
Wow.
so
Bro, I just want to close their game.
BNK has to kind of get out of that one, and again they commit close
Oh my
to
God,
site.
that
This
guy
position
fall
we
off
saw it
almost?
taken before. I think it was Trent Hill last
Yep.
time. This time around, Jonah P finding the pixel to play from. It's lovely from Trent.
I mean,
Swings
brother,
on
it's
in, and
over.
that confidence stays sky high. BNK the last one to try and pull off a
Jesus.
1v3. It ain't
Do
happening.
you guys see what they're
G2
doing to them? Are you guys
looking
watching
so
this
large and in
shit?
charge here. They look
Here?
so damn good.
G2 got punished a couple of times trying to retake the A site, and they've never tried to play retake.
You guys are getting
since
dicked
rounds
the
3
fuck
and
down,
4,
dude.
When Trace
I woke
won
up for this
on
shit.
those post plants.
Look at this shot.
Probably an adjustment
One
that
bullet,
came
by
in
the
from
way, that
Josh
was.
RT in the timeout, you know, around 5.
It's not fair, dude.
They lost that eco as well, but you've got a dart landing, you've got Jonah P jumping onto site. They're not going to let you through that choke point.
They are genuinely a treat to watch right now. This is genuinely very good Valorant from G2. I'm enjoying what we're witnessing. And we kind of, I kind of held them to a high standard here. I wanted to see big things from this team. If you're going to be that high tier, stand up to the test. Jorgamo again, absolute control, chaos.
My
3
God,
big
oh my
kills.
God, they have
And this
invisibility. I'm
man is
convinced they have
just
invisibility. I don't care what
something
anyone
else.
says, bro.
Looking
They're being shot at, but the
fun.
bullets aren't going
It looks
fucking
like he's
through the
playing
other side.
ranked.
It's
Like,
Oh
you're not
my.
supposed to be
Give me.
jumping
I'm not
there
watching
in
anymore.
professional play.
and not getting
This is
free,
fucking
not
bullying.
getting
This
away
is
with it time
bullying.
and time again. How many
This is
rounds is this
bullying,
man going to
dude.
get under
This
their
is legitimate
skin?
bullying. They should be fined.
God. And you feel for him almost for Trace. They're not getting off these starting positions, right? Like, look at this.
He's just switching targets
Like
freely.
Fearless AU even thinks he
He
kills
switched
Bianca.
target
He's like,
3
I'll deal
times
with you
there.
later.
Come back around.
Did the second one first. Just wild. But genuinely, think of the shift this team had.
Wait,
Between
it's
round
actually
4
true.
and
This
5,
is me in the gold
Josh calls
lobbies,
the timeout.
but they're
Okay,
doing
you
it in
throw
pro
the
play. We're
eco
not the
round.
same.
Since then, they have been undefeated on this side.
Standing ahead.
Really can't compliment that enough. They've been able to, one, adjust in this game and adjust so well that there's barely been an answer. Trace can't come up with what they want to be doing to deal with this, and there's layers of adaptation.
Should Trace have paused a while
You
ago?
can see the actionables
Is the
too,
coach
right?
there?
Whether it's refusing to play a retake, flood into sight, whether it's abusing this mid space. We saw Jaw do it 3 rounds in a row. Now Leafs here with an operator.
They did pause?
This is an unexpected one. They may still clear this with util because of that presence from Jorg previously, but you've still got Leaf.
Yeah.
With the, you know, the big green basically at this point. Yeah, what are you meant to do?
Coach went
how
back
are
to
you
the
meant clear
hotel?
this in any sort of way?
He's in front of the wall.
He is. Oh,
Yep.
another body
Get
drops. Hey, they want to be punished this time. And Trace have to keep going. They have to keep trying to fight forward.
Oh.
They do find Leaf on his almost greedy re-peek, and this play back towards A.
That's huge because they have the spike plant now. Really good stuff out of Kai, but you've got flanks on
They have
flanks coming
Sova
from
ult
G2.
and,
Kai still playing into that
Yoru
mid
ult.
space, but he's cleared by Jaw.
Jorg, are you going to do this to him again? Yeah, you are. You're going to try and set him up for success. Kai, can you get away with your life? No,
Wow.
you can't. The King of Chaos is back in the building. Jorgamo is just
I
tearing
like that,
them
King of
apart
Chaos.
one by one.
That's a perfect way to describe Giacomo.
Finally a 3v3. Time is on their side.
Wow.
Until then, just turned away.
Loking was so deadly from backside.
They know they're
After
here.
Trace were winning their rounds. He's got to show up in a
Wow.
big way because it's him against the world.
Oh, Fung Fung a 1v3. He's got pressure
Wow.
left, right, and center. G2
Wow.
just sophisticated dominance at this point. That's a 9-3
Just give him the trophy. Fuck it. I don't even want to watch the rest
and
of the
that is
event. I'm over
G2
it.
in prime
Give him the trophy.
form
Let's
here.
wrap this shit the fuck up. Early payout? Chat, do we do an early payout? 9-3? I have not seen that emote. What the fuck was that? What is that emote?
Red Bull gives you wings.
That is not a good emote, but it's okay. Silence. Okay, I say we cancel this fucking event. No joke. I say we postpone the rest of this shit. It's not fun to watch a G2 win the matches, dude. Like, what are we doing here, bro? I think it's pretty fun. I think you're pretty fun, JNM. It's a Mickey Mouse event. I said it.
It feels like this first half has highlighted how faithful to their expectations G2 have been. A 9-3 scoreline is incredibly strong here. I don't know what more to say. If you're Trace on the other side, what are you meant to do at this point? Map 1, you felt there was a chance. Here, this feels like a different world.
Yeah, it's a hard situation. You're going into the defense side of Abyss. That said, though, me personally, I do think G2 on every map skew towards the defense side. I think the really important thing is making sure Kai can get an operator online early. Round 3 or 4, it doesn't look like they're saving to guarantee an op. If you save 400 creds on pistol, you can always get that round 3 op, even if you're losing and getting no kills. That said, though, I want to make sure he can have that, because I think if he can't be finding openers with the operator, G2, they're looking way too clean. They're going to run you over.
Pressure half here for Trace. G2, you can see it on their faces, looking calm, looking like they're having fun, right? Starting to come alive on these stages, looking really, really solid here. And rightly so after that first half. You should be proud of what you've achieved. Trace, it starts with a pistol round. Nice little high-low set on towards A. Can they hold what's coming towards them, though? Oh, no, the timing. Okay, Heybei has to just get out of there, leave
Luking,
to his own devices.
pay him out. Pay him the fuck out right now. Pay him out.
Conquer.
G2 win. Pay him out. I don't care.
Never stopped looking this
Wasting my fucking time. I woke up for this shit.
Yang K gonna be feeling that one in the morning as Kai and Fung Fung. You got a long way to go back towards A.
There's just not even a fight put up there. Dropping like flies.
Match is ending at 6 a.m. What am I supposed to do with the rest of the day, bro? I went to bed at 10 p.m. Woke up at 1 a.m.
With G2
6 a.m. Now what?
5 players in A main.
The sun is not even out, bro. I went on the balcony. I'm the only person in civilization outside.
Smoke's gonna go down, but I mean, look at the utility.
Jesus. Oh, that's a real souring moment to see that in this round. Valorant and Leaf just dive on in. It's a team effort at this point.
At least the draw's happening after this. No joke. The draw will be the highlight of today's games.
You kind of wanted to see them pick
the
up
draw
that
will be the
pistol,
highlight
so it
of
gives
J2.
them just maybe a breath before the game gets closed out.
It is 0 damage? You're lying that it's 0 damage. I'll legit break something.
Yeah, I want to see what they go for here, because
they might have actually done 0 damage.
Are you going to win on 13-11? I don't know.
No way that is 0 damage.
Or at the very least, channel some of that
that should be like
nonsense from Lotus.
What just happened?
Get yourself back into things.
What just
They don't even know what's happening themselves. It's so fucking...
It's a bad news when the coach that is crushing you doesn't know how his team is winning.
There's just stars aligning, all good, no problems. We do see they opted for a very light investment of 2 Sheriffs, and that's it.
Unfortunately, the Sheriffs are mid and B right now.
And once again, G2 actually do get stopped at least with the plant. So, you know, we're talking sort of small silver linings. Maybe some of these flanks can come in a little bit quicker.
We'll ignore it.
Why tagged him too, man? Oh my god, it just gets worse and
That's
worse.
why we're ignoring it.
Got it, fair enough.
I'm on your side. No sarcasm detected.
I'm not used to that. Oh, well, the hope's fading quickly, isn't it? Kai, show me something. Get me back on board. Make me a believer right now. I kind of need something to give us a spark here. Valen is on the case, and he ain't dropping it.
Dargamo's trolling. Dargamo's trolling.
Right, we're already up to 11. This is really hard, Val, now. For Trace, you're purely back to the wall, and you've got to somehow get through this game without Leaf having a round, Jorg having a round. I mean, this is the roster.
Yeah, we forget that Trent was completely dominating on
This
the first
season.
map, 23-11. Just snuck up on us out of nowhere.
Okay.
Similarly impressive performance on this map.
I shot around that guy.
But oh dear, Leaf has an outlaw, and there's 5 light/regens on Trace.
11-3? I've seen this movie before.
We'll see. Maybe it's fine. Kai?
Kai's gonna take the matters into his own hands. Go ahead, Kai, take over.
Don't.
Go do the smoke, I dare you.
This Vandal, though,
What?
is really valuable. Nice work towards Jorg. Gonna get that. Doesn't need to overstay here. He's got his man. He can just shift back a little.
Wait a minute.
Now's when Leaf is gonna
Did we
try
pay
to
out
get
already?
his face. As soon as that smoke
Might have a
goes
comeback
out.
on our hands, no?
God, that feels so scary up against these light shields.
Danan paid out? Oh, shit.
Now. Leaf's been spotted.
Well.
Trace can slow down this round. Bianca gonna have to fall back into heaven after getting pinged out by that drone. But G2 aren't committing into the site. They've read that there's a stack over towards this angle. They're gonna put full faith in Leaf to have a second go of things.
I didn't tell him to pay out.
Cherry waiting towards B. There is rotations coming in though. The penny is dropping. Trace don't like this.
That's a good
It's
read
gone
from Trace.
far too quiet.
Danan actually left.
See him. Just
He
like
actually
a
left.
second too late every time.
Bro
but he's
paid out
getting
and
closer,
left.
And that scares me. And that's why.
Bro paid out and
got
did the
curious.
stream.
He heard what happened to the cannon. Now they're falling.
Oh my god, they're getting bonus.
No, 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 no.
Oh my god.
It's all going wrong.
Brother. Trace
This
esports,
is
but
a
they
nightmare
can't
coming to
trace
life here.
the fucking
They had the
kills,
start
man.
they needed.
Trace.
They took down Jomo. They had good rotations. The right
seriously,
place.
brother.
Leaf wasn't having that freedom. It was good. Now suddenly it's gone sour. Down to 2, Bianca and Kai.
10. I'll take 2. I'll
Up
take 2.
against it. Deep post plant. Trent still with those shock darts as well. Kai trying to be set up here. Bianca trying to send him in, give him a chance of anything and leave. He said, no, this is 12. And that is not how you wanted to see them get to 12 either. Trace are going to be gutted with that one. I feel like the pressure got to them there. It was
absolutely
unnecessary mistakes almost.
They had the numbers right, and then it turns into this situation where, Lokeng swinging into Leaf, trying to find his pick. Then Heibei feels like he has to do the same thing, because now the site's falling apart, the pressure's on you. You know G2 are up on map point. And it hurts as well, because
They're gonna get mad as fuck at me.
Great shot at the start.
But they're gonna actually get mad as fuck at me. I'm actually. I don't know if they're gonna recognize. I might not be welcome to China no more.
Man, this is a rotten timeout too. Just so you know, the timeout has hit here for Trace. Burning this, you can see the frustration, and even the elation on the other side. Probably curious that they got away with it. That one.
Yeah.
I wonder what was said. But at 12-3. This is what we're saying. It was going to only ever take G2 or one of the G2 players to have that round, to have that one moment we have big impact.
Good luck when you go to
We weren't
China.
even accounting for the pressure that was gonna
Nihao
put
Ma,
Trace to not make
and
any
the only other
mistakes.
thing I know
And one
is
mistake kind of opened up a
Tony.
big key part of
I ain't
that
gonna say the
round,
last
and
part.
That's got to feel horrific now trying to face this. None of them even broken double digits kill-wise. This has been
GG.
a one-sided affair here.
Yeah, and honestly, it felt like the first half of Lotus was really competitive,
Absolutely.
very tight. Could have even ended 6-6, just lost that final round on time. But since that second half,
Tony Ma, I
G2
fucking said
really
it, dude. Are you
locked in.
happy?
I don't think
I'm just
Trace
kidding, by the way. It's
been
just
able
jokes.
to
I'm just rage
piece
baiting.
together the
China, I love
answers.
you.
It's been a while since we've seen Trace on a stage. Played much further back in China than all of the other international leagues. Made some adjustments coming into the
Wait,
match
they called a
today.
timeout at 12-3?
Swap for Fong Fong on this map onto the
I mean,
Omen.
brother.
Off of the Cypher, but those pieces haven't really...
Listen, China, I'm mad for you. I want you guys to know that,
substantial
bro.
for them up against some
I'm mad that
tournament
they're
favorites in
representing
G2.
you guys.
And you can
Like
look at the state
this.
of this buy.
You don't deserve this
Look
shit,
at it.
bro. You don't deserve them to represent
Kai.
you like this.
Guardian out.
These guys
Nothing
shouldn't be
there to
welcome home. You should
supplement
welcome
it.
me with
This
open
is
arms. I'm trying to build you a better team,
to
dude.
try and hold on to here. G2 on the verge of a very clean map. And they stick the landing.
I don't know if G2 blowing up mid was going to be on my bingo card coming out of that timeout, but actually maybe even just doing it.
Plus 1,000 credit points, really?
Smoke down, had that teleport noise, so Trace knows something's funky is going down, but really G2, they're just going to have a free B site to get this plant down on.
Hey, red carpet's rolled out. Perfect.
Don't check your
The
WeChat.
retake.
After the plant, Trent's just going to be one off ultimate as well, so G2 could just fall back and play a rolling post.
I love that Leaf still has his position. No threat of the lurk. Doesn't have to stick around too long. Jorgamo already going to
If
take
Trace
away
bring this
Fung
back,
Fung.
I'll go bald.
Leaving just 3 and Kai copping a boatload of damage. Again, no shields.
And I'll move to
bank
China.
on here.
And I'll move to China
Feeling
full time.
confident, having a
I'll
little
go bald
at
and move to
things,
China.
Keeping them spammed down,
Oh.
keeping them down. Under the heel. G2
Oh,
just
there
need
goes.
one
There
more
goes
man
that.
and they got it. Clean work. Playing to their own expectations, their own caliber, and crush any chance
Holy
of this underdog story today.
That's the debut every
I know
G2
Sentinels
fan
got 13-3
wanted
as well,
to
but that
see.
13-3 looked a lot
Coming
worse.
in
I'll say
to
it.
Bangkok
Okay.
here with higher
That
expectations
13-3
than
looked
they
a lot
have
worse than
ever
ours.
had. Right, coming in as the first
If there was
seed
a
out of
head-to-head in the
Americas,
13-3s,
the
theirs was
huge
worse.
signing of Jogamo in the offseason. Started off a little bit wobbly in that first half of Lotus, but after that completely cruised through here. And Leaf has just continued his reign of terror since kickoff.
Leaf looked exceptional today, and to kind of
The draws
touch
are happening
base on
after this
Trace
chat.
here as well. Map 1, there was chances. There were moments where
Congrats,
we could have
you
had
two.
genuinely a little bit of a
Congrats,
closer
you
game
two.
in my mind. But map 2 was all there.
It looked too good.
G2
It looked
looked
too
a
good.
cut above. Really looked a cut above. Played
Just
like
too
the
good.
favorites.
It's insane.
I know a lot of people were looking for a potential upset here, and G2 are having absolutely none of it.
Absolutely. No, and I just love how calm Valen is looking up there, right? He's playing up to the crowd. In comms, we heard him as well, keeping it chill, you know, making sure the team takes things slow, doesn't overhype, which can be easy to do when your chamber player only dies 4 times in an entire
Oh, it's clean.
map.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean.
Yeah, bloody
They're
hell.
looking
This is a
drippy. They're
dangerous
playing
team.
good.
Look at that, Trent too. The crowd loves them.
Yeah, hearts and minds being won out here. And again, this has been a tournament already of some very close games. A lot of regions being pressured here. Put under the gun a little, but today G2 under the gun a little, but today G2, as said, didn't look that threatened. Yet map 1 had its moments. A 13.
Chat, what's the best case
Oh,
scenario for
but
Sentinels
this
in
was
terms of the
something else.
draws?
I mean, that one timeout basically put G2
Brace,
back fully in control.
Yeah, lost
Liquid,
immediate eco round and then one
and
out
T1.
from there
It's
on.
gotta be Trace.
Obscene. This is when the highlight reel starts for
Yeah.
G2 after a couple of sweet rounds. Lo King and Feng Feng. G2 just started working the map up against them, finding every timing too.
Just watching this back, I'm so impressed with this team. Again, I get to watch it as a viewer, I don't get to cast it, but seeing them here, they genuinely are really goddamn scary.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot of different things that are terrifying. Because first you have the individual ability, especially on the double TP agents as well. John, the Yoru, finding his timings, Leaf dominating space in A main. I mean, Leaf just insta headshot an op that was peeking him, didn't mind. But also their macro calling, what Valen and Josh RT have created in this G2
All the
culture
first seeds won?
just puts a leash on their
they
star
did.
players when they need to, but also allows them to take those timings and
They
get
really
their kills
did.
when they need.
No, they do seem genuinely like the full package. That's what scares the life out of me for the other teams. It's like, hey, maybe we can ante, maybe get a good read, maybe get a good idea. But it's the individuals that can then step up. But speaking of individuals, you don't want to miss this one. We've got the Verizon post-match interview with the big man himself, Jorgamo.
Ah, shit, son.
Hey, ก็กลับมาแล้วนะครับทุกคนกับผู้เล่นคนนี้ครับที่ห
That
ลายๆคนน่า
Dogmo
จะรู้จักครับ Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for Joe Gable.
Let's go.
All right, let's get into it. First question, okay? I mean, you know, we know that you have a lot of background, a lot of history, and a lot of people know you for being the world champion once, right? Does that put any pressure on you in this tournament?
Oh, no pressure. My teammates are just as good as me, and everybody that I play with, and our coaches too. I mean, all of us are surrounding us is just like amazing.
Wow, that's great. สำหรับคำถามแรกนะครับ
W-Mans
ก็ถามไปว่าการที่เคยเป็นแชมป์โลกในปี 2023 นะครับผมส่งผลอะไรทำให้เขากดดันหรือเปล่า
I fear G2 might win this
กลายเป็นว่า
event.
บอกว่าไม่มีความกดดันอะไรเลยนะครับเพราะว่า
It's gonna be
เพื่อนร่วม
G2
ทีม
Vitality
รวมถึง
Finals if
โค้ช
it's not
ด้วยเนี่ย
Sentinels, of course.
โหบอกเลยว่า
Which
ส
is
บายใจมาก
looking
และทุ
like
ก
a
คน
little
สู้
bit
อ
of
ย่าง
cope
เต็ม
right
ที่
now,
ไป
but
พร้
let's
อม
see.
กัน And the next question, I love the fact that you answer it this way because my next question deals with your team. But let me ask it in Thai first. สำหรับคำถามต่อไปนะครับก็คือว่าอยากรู้ว่าเส้นทางของเขากับ G2 เป็นอย่างไรบ้างจนมาถึงตอนนี้นะครับผม I just want to ask you, man, like how
EDG?
has your journey been so far with G2 Esports?
Oh, I love this org. This is my favorite org so far. I mean, it's my second team, but I already know this is where it's at.
โอ้โหก็ถือว่าบอกเลยนะครับ
Refugee?
ว่ายังไงผมก็รักทีมนี้มากๆนี่คือทีมที่ผมรักมากๆจริงๆและนี่คือทีมที่ใช่ทั้งเพื่อนทั้งโค้ชทุกคนยอดเยี่ยมมากจริงๆครับผม and that would be
G2's
it.
got good
Let's give
social,
a round of-
though.
Another round of applause for Joe Gamo. Wow.
Okay.
Let's do one more question.
What?
Right? Because
What the
I do believe that, you know, we've interviewed before. I want to know, how has your journey been so far in Thailand? How has Thailand been so far? I mean, there's so many fans supporting you.
Yeah, I mean, the tuk-tuks, I love the tuk-tuks. Every time I
What?
open the tuk-tuk, we have the speaker blowing with the subwoofers, and I mean, that's our team bonding right there. Simple as that.
That's your team bonding.
I said tug.
ว้าวโอเคก็ถามนะครับว่าประเทศไทยเนี่ยมาถึงแล้วเป็นยังไงบ้างเนี่ยเขาบอกว่าโอ้โหเจ๋งมากนะครับผมตุกนี่คือที่ที่เขาไปเหมือนไปทำความรู้จักไปตีสนิทกับทีม
I
ตัว
know
เองมาก
Tuk-Tuk
ขึ้นอ่ะเอาเป็นอย่างนั้นไปถือว่าตุกเราก็ดึงดูดชาวต่างชาติได้เหมือนกันเนาะ All right. Anyways, Jogimo, so happy for your victory as well. Congratulations. But it seems like all the Thai fans here, they all really want to take photos of you, want to say hi. Of course, some wants your autograph. I'll leave you to our Thai fans right here. But in the meantime, we do have something else for you. At the moment, congratulations again. And I'll see you soon.
Woo, thank you.
All right.
What is going on out here?
Guys, this is not it. We do have more.
Guys, this is supposed to be a
coming
Masters
up, and
event.
because this is the end of the second day, we are now with our beloved Victoria.
Hello. Yeah, we're gonna start the draw show for the round 2 of Swiss.
All right.
All right, here we go,
The
chat.
order
This
that
is what
I'm
we're waiting
gonna
for.
do this, I'm gonna draw the first participant of these 2 matches, and then their opponent after, and then I'll move to the 0-1 teams, and we'll do that. I will say, as far as schedule, it's not going to be locked, but since G2 did play the second match today, they will play the second match tomorrow by default. We're not going to make them do second match first
Got
match.
it.
So.
แล้วก็ขออนุญาตแปลนิดนึงนะครับผมก็จะเป็นการจับดรอเนาะแล้วก็ในเมื่อ G2 เนี่ยได้เล่นแมตช์ที่ 2 วันนี้ก็จะถูกเหมือนบังคับไปเล่นแมตช์ที่ 2 วันพรุ่งนี้ด้วยแต่อย่างไรก็ตามนะครับผมถ้าเกิดว่าใครสงสัยเรื่อง
Regional matches are allowed,
ก็
but,
สามารถไปเช็คในเว็บไซต์อีกทีเพราะออเดอร์หรือว่าลำดับในการจับเนี่ยจะไม่ใช่ว่าเล่นแมตช์ไหนเสมอไปเนาะเพราะฉะนั้นก็ติดตามดูด้วยครับ and yes that was it for now please continue and because I believe all the fans are super excited already
Yeah.
all right
So out of our 1-0 teams, the first match we will have
I don't even think they're possible, right? They're not.
EDG.
One seed one.
EDG
All right, the first team for the other 1-0 match.
1-0 อีกทีมหนึ่งนะครับผม Oh,
DRX.
DRX
EDG versus, or is it the second matchup?
Do you have any teams you would like to see against EDG?
All of them.
All of them. Great answer, Victoria.
And EDG's opponent
They're gonna play
will be
E2.
I see the fans are requesting. Whoa! All right. For those of you watching at home, ใครที่ดูอยู่ที่บ้านนะครับ
EDG
the
is
fans
banger.
were screaming.
I mean, all the
out
tier,
their
all the seed
favorite
one matches
teams
are
at this point
bangers.
as well. And the last but not least,
Vitality.
Vitality, DRX. Oh yeah, they beat T1.
All right. So those are set. Again, G2 will play second tomorrow. So DRX Vitality will be first.
All right, Vitality will be first.
Correct.
นะครับ
DRX, yeah.
ครับผมก็สำหรับแมตช์แรกนะครับก็จะเป็นทีม Vitality ที่จะไปเจอกับ DRX นั่นเองนะครับผม
All right, we'll move to the 0-1 teams.
ตอนนี้มาอยู่ที่ 0-1 นะครับผมทีมอีก
Team
แบรเกตหนึ่งครับทีม Liquid นะครับผมออกมาทีมแรกเลย
All right. And for the other match,
and the match ที่ 2 T1 นะครับ
Oh, we're gonna play
TL
Liquid,
will
aren't we?
face.
Fuck, this is worst case scenario.
Who will
It's
it
gonna be
be?
Sentinels.
Sentinels? Oh!
Shit,
We're on
dude.
fire here, guys.
Oh,
แล้วครับและทีม
shit.
สุดท้ายที่จะต้องไปเจอกับ T1
There you go.
Trace Esports will
I'd rather
be
have
facing
Liquid than
T1
T1.
on the second round.
Yes, and the
Yes.
second match day, the order of those matches is still TBD. So we'll figure that out.
ครับผมก็สำหรับลำดับในแมตช์นะครับว่าจะเล่นอะไรตอนไหน
The 1-0 teams play tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. I think we play on Sunday, 0-1s.
But yeah, thank you so much, Victoria. This is already very, very exciting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's some of the best teams we've had. So very, very excited.
For sure. Anyways, thank you so much, Victoria, for all of this. And ตื่นเต้นไหมก่อน ตื่นเต้นไหม ดีมากครับ ก็ anyways, I think that is enough for us today. This is already very exciting. I'm looking forward to like watching all of this in the next couple of days. But guys, this would be it for now. I really, really want to thank all of you who's coming here into the stadium at UOB Live in Bangkok, Thailand, and as well as all of you who's watching back at home. And at this point in time, this is day 2 of Masters. I really, really appreciate all of you guys taking sticking with us until now. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. ขอบคุณครับ
What the fuck is happening out here?
Oh, what a
I was gonna say they're not gonna do an analyst
okay,
test,
we have a
right?
lot to unpack here. I'm personally
What the fuck is
very
going on
excited for
out
Liquid
there?
Sentinels. What about you guys? What's the one that you're excited about?
Brother.
Okay. G2 who looked so good that last map there, playing against the reigning world champion. You got Jojumo up against Kong Kong. That
I don't know what's going on out there, but
that's a huge one. I think both of those, like,
it's not giving Masters or not. It's not Masters though.
Are incredible. I mean, DRX versus Vitality.
It
is
is
a scary
Masters.
one.
What am I
I'm gonna be
saying?
honest. I mean, like,
It's not giving
Vitality didn't have
Masters.
necessarily the cleanest showing.
It's not
here
giving
today.
Masters.
I think that they
I said
did
it
get
earlier
dragged
today.
down
I'm
a
gonna say
little
it
bit.
again.
Series versus Team 1 wasn't kind of the
Well, I said it
level
because
of
it doesn't
performance
feel
I was
like it.
expecting from them, but they are a team that can obviously just switch it on. So DRX
It's giving
is gonna be a
GameStop
really
tournament
tough
with
one
friends.
for them.
Yeah, I
can't
don't
wait to
know.
watch it.
Something's
Okay,
off
it
in
might
there.
still happen as the tournament goes on, but I'm just so sad that we're robbed of
Does
Kong
Mac
Kong
with
versus
Sentinels
Durka
lost?
again. They've
Honestly,
never played
no, it's
against each
not.
other. I feel like at some
not.
point I want to see them play against each other.
Okay, here you go.
I think-
got it for you.
dude,
Vitality
okay.
loses the DRX. EDG.
For starters, I don't know why the arenas every time are getting smaller. It feels like. Well, Korea was big. That was champs. But it feels like we're going backwards. Like, I don't understand. Feels like we're going backwards. Eight-team event is something. Maybe that's it, but that game, no. Insane. Sao Paulo was insane. Tokyo was insane. Even Turkey was insane a couple years ago. Korea was good for champs, for finals. Some of them are definitely better than others. Literally only day 2. Yeah, maybe I'm jumping the gun. Yes, has group stages and studios with no crowd. Yeah, but this is like our final arena. And then also CS has more days in the big arena. The CS Val talk against ZZZ. CS has like perfected their fucking performance. Oh, this is the studio, or what is this? CS has perfected their live events. Literally.
He's sitting on his own.
Look at this. Look at this. That looks like a fucking crowd there. Look. Show me that again.
So yeah, Sonic takes time out, reminds his boys 8-4 is ideal. Imagine if that was...
Go watch Sideshow's video on this. He makes good points. Where's that at? What's the name of the video?
All right, well, I don't think...
Have we had any crowd shots this event? Now that I think about it, they don't even show the crowd during the game. Really. They show it before it starts. And during the match... I don't know. It hasn't been that much. That's for sure. But maybe it hasn't been hype enough. Maybe it hasn't been hype enough. The games and the crowd hasn't been hype enough. What is this for? Luge Polka quarterfinals. Is this just a regular event?
There's still an abundance of time for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, but this looks kind of sick, actually. Watched in a while. I'm gonna get banned for watching this. I don't have rights, but I'm gonna give it a look for a second.
To their in-game leader, Madra. Smokes are being used. They can set up for an execute of their own. Jota and Zentara's in through pop. Cardio and Wox again through.
I think maybe I'm just hating. Maybe I'm sleep deprived and hating.
Yeah, Tessus is going to be once again
I don't know.
tested.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Something feels off, but I don't know.
The jewel, but you still have to hit the headshot. Something Zentares is all too good at. Dexter, a first miss. Nice catch onto Zentares. And Dexter racks up the double. More required. Madja, he's all alone now. Ricardi doesn't get a chance. And comfortable. CT's locking it in. Dexter, despite his first shortcoming, he still manages to deliver a dub.
Yeah, that Molly
We did not get a single crowd shot like that. I think the whole series of Trace, actually.
And the match ที่ 2 say
Durkin
You to slow down, bait out the wall.
New tech?
Solo for now.